Rhode Island said the program, which costs about $8 billion a month to fund nationally, has to be continued using at least a $5 billion contingency fund, and asked for an update on progress by Monday. A judge in Massachusetts also gave the administration until Monday to say whether it would partially pay for the benefits for November with contingency money or fund them fully with $23 billion in additional funds that almost half the states say can be used.
Ali Stefanik is with the New Jersey Food Bank and says they usually would be preparing for Thanksgiving now, but instead it's a surge in need from SNAP beneficiaries.
The funding definitely helps. Emotionally we're ready. Food-wise, we're going to have as much food as we can for households that we're trying to serve, but we need all the help that we can get.
Christian Benavides at Orlando's airport reports air traffic controllers and others still working without paychecks.
Several of the major airlines are stepping in to try to help some of those federal aviation employees. They're offering food assistance and other support to them because, again, it's not just the air traffic controllers. You've also got TSA workers that are not getting paid.
5 people were arrested today in Michigan in what FBI Director Kash Patel said was a terrorist plot. CBS's Anna Schechter.
Sources said an FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force member had apparently uncovered 2 teenagers in an online ISIS chat room and that no real plot materialized.
The UN Human Rights Chief says the U.S. military strikes on alleged drug boats in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific are unacceptable and a violation of international human rights laws. Spokeswoman Ravina Shamdasani.
The U.S. must halt such attacks and take all measures necessary to prevent the extrajudicial killing of people aboard these boats, whatever the criminal conduct alleged against them.
There have been at least 60 deaths. Israel's handed over the bodies of 30 Palestinians a day after Hamas returned the remains of 2 hostages. CBS's Rami Inocencio with the latest.
The remains of 11 Israeli hostages, are still in Gaza, all male and most of them in their 20s. Israeli media are now reporting that Hamas has restarted searching for those bodies, or at least some of those bodies, inside areas under Israeli control behind what is known as the Yellow Line.
On Wall Street, stocks are higher. This is CBS News.
The annual Progressive Keys to Progress program provides vehicles to deserving veterans, helping our heroes drive their lives forward. Learn more at keystoprogress.com.
Another atmospheric river is moving into western Washington. The story coming up, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. I-5 is southbound, the off-ramp to 128th in South Everett. Look out for a collision. Actually, I think it's a stall. It's partly blocking the ramp. Still dealing with a collision in northbound, both directions of I-90 at 202. A stall, I-5, it's northbound at 84th. Still, I'm not seeing any slowdown as you pass that scene, so your travel times remain the same. Seattle to Linwood, 15 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way, 21. Now, if you're heading from Bellevue to Issaquah, even though we've got the accident a little farther past Issaquah, it's not affecting that. It's a 9-minute drive. Bellevue to Linwood, 16. Cage-free eggs are good, free range are better, and mobile pasture-raised eggs are the best. Choose the best for your family. Locally fresh Wilcox Family Farm Eggs. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. As you just heard on CBS, federal courts are ordering the Trump administration to use emergency funds to pay for SNAP food benefits during the government shutdown. It's unclear, though, when or if the money might reach the program that feeds about 42 million Americans, or if this will be appealed. 930,000 low-income, no-income, and disabled people in Washington state rely on SNAP, which is set to run out of funding tonight. Food banks are expected to see a surge in visitors. Many are already assisting furloughed federal workers. This furloughed worker says she's okay for now.
I was able to stockpile some food, so I have a little bit to get me by. I have rent for November. If this continues, I may not have rent for December.
Governor Bob Ferguson is diverting some state funds to food banks to help. We are heading into a wet Halloween. KIRO News Radio meteorologist Ted Biener explains.
Well, we've got another atmospheric river heading here into our region. And it looks like the rain is going to start along the coast during the morning and up in the Olympic Peninsula and work its way into the Puget Sound area, during the afternoon.
KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin says that rain won't just be uncomfortable for trick-or-treaters.
The downpour will greatly decrease visibility, potentially putting kids in danger. Tonight, they're asking parents to put reflective gear over their kids' costumes, wear glow sticks, and carry flashlights. Now, as for drivers, police say to drive extra slow through the neighborhoods especially, since you never know when a kid may run out in front of you. A lot of roads will also be closed for various Halloween events, so plan a little extra time to get around anyways.
An independent team is investigating a deadly officer-involved shooting in Seattle's Soto district yesterday. More from KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao.
Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes says a man was armed when officers arrived.
Armed with a knife or edge weapon, potentially an axe.
He tells us officers tried to talk the man down, but when that didn't work,
officers deployed a non-lethal impact weapon, which was ineffective.
The man pulled a gun out at some point. That's when they say more than one officer opened fire. The man died at the scene.
Seattle police are investigating a stabbing in Capitol Hill during a spike in neighborhood violence. Officers say a 42-year-old man was stabbed near 15th Avenue East and East Republican Street late last night. He was taken to Harborview in serious condition. No arrests. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the low 50s. It's 50 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Halloween, October 31st. Jake Skorheim here. Spike O'Neill here.
Hi, buddy. How are you, man?
You're
Happy
dressed
Halloween.
Up as,
there it is. There it is.
Look at him.
Andy Dufresne.
Oh, you're Andy.
Oh, stop.
Oh, my gosh.
What do you think I was? Brooks? I look like Brooks.
I thought you were dressed like Brooks.
I look like Brooks. I thought, it's funny. I was pushing a cart around the building today offering library books to some of the other news people.
Smart.
And I noticed I look just like Brooks. I should have a fake raven on my shoulder.
Brooks is not who I was thinking of. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe it's because I'm Irish.
It's because you're
Boom,
Irish.
baby.
It's because you're
I
Irish.
love this job. Welcome, buddy. My friend. Happy Halloween to you and yours.
Happy Halloween.
Joyous day. The holiday seasons are officially upon us.
Today really does kick off the holiday season,
really does.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we all kind of get excited about Halloween and the week ahead of, and there's a bunch of events and things like that at schools, but today really does kick off the holiday season. Yeah. Which is fun.
It is.
I love it.
We need it this year. We need joy.
I have joy. I feel tons of joy.
You are swimming in joy.
Are you not feeling joy? You should
be
feeling
me.
Joy.
I lived for joy. I'm a painfully sometimes faulty in my optimism.
Don't let anybody steal your joy.
There you go.
You gotta. Joy comes from the heart.
Yeah, it does.
I got some. You know what? I got some good news I can share with you. I give you joy all the time.
I love
in
it.
your heart.
I love good news.
Deep in your heart.
Sure.
Off the air. Let's have a conversation.
Okay. Super.
All right.
Awesome.
This is going to be a fun day.
I'm sorry. I'm kidding. Sorry, Mrs. Skorheim.
This is going to be a fun day. This is going to be a fun day. This is cool. So when we were doing our horrible pumpkin carving yesterday, we did fine, but
we did fine.
It's very amateur.
It was fast and furious.
We have a professional who's a listener to the show, and he reached out and he goes, "Hey, look at these," and he showed us some pictures of some real ones. His name is Jacob Lucas, and he's been on the show before. He's a wood carver. He does chainsaw carvings. They're just unbelievable.
World-class artist.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So we asked him, we're like, "Well, yeah, come in and show us." So we're gonna, and we want to find out like how you get into it. How do you become a world-class pumpkin carver? And so he's going to come on with us next and tell us a little bit about it. And then we're going to do some online stuff where you can, we'll put up a video later. You can see, he's going to do a pumpkin for us here at the studio, which you can see online. So we'll post that to the Facebook page and all our X accounts and all that fun stuff. So we'll get into all of that. You are in a costume. Laura's not in the studio right now, but I saw that she's dressed up as well.
She's also wearing a costume.
She's dressed up as, was she Dorothy? She's Dorothy.
She's Dorothy.
Yeah,
she's Dorothy.
So you guys can...
Dorothy Gale from Kansas.
Yeah. Little Dorothy Gale.
Yep.
So she will be in the studio in just a little bit, and I am not dressed up because I'm an adult.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I thought I saw you bring in a costume.
I brought in a costume. I told my kids that I would wear it at some point during the show.
Okay, that's fair. Is it a big intrusive? Is it
It's ridiculous.
Involved?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, last night, and we'll get into news here in a second, but last night, we went to this trunk or treat thing with the kids,
Okay,
at my kids' school.
Yeah.
And you know what a trunk or treat thing is?
Sure, all the cars.
Exactly.
And they cluster them all together and make it easy and fun for the kids.
And then people decorate their trunks.
Decorate their
They put,
cars,
like,
yes.
smoke machines and lights. And
Really?
They go all out. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's gone too far, actually. So we're there last night, and my wife, we all dressed up as Harry Potter characters this year, which was fun.
Wonderful.
And
magical.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't expecting to dress up. She goes, no, I got you a Hagrid costume. Hagrid.
Yeah.
Who's a big, giant, fat giant, literally giant. He's like a giant.
That's his, that's not breeds, that's his race of people.
Yeah.
Because you're wizards, you're muggles, he's a giant.
He's a giant.
Yeah.
And he's just a large man. And
Oafish.
They use camera tricks.
He's the Beast Master,
to
right?
make him look huge.
At Hogwarts, right? If I know correctly.
Yeah. I think so.
Magical
he's
creatures.
The groundskeeper, I think.
Yeah. Oh, the groundskeeper. Right.
Anyway, he's got a big bushy beard and like long, ridiculous hair, and he wears basically a burlap sack. And so
Rides a Harley too.
She got me these things. He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably British. It's probably not a Harley.
Oh, you're right. It's probably BSA.
It's probably a BSA
or Triumph.
I think it's a Triumph. Actually.
There you go.
But so she buys me this thing, and I put it on last night at the event. And I don't wear it till we get there because I don't want to be pulled over on the way looking stupid. And so we get there and I put it on.
How come you look nothing like your ID?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, have you bought a calendar, officer?
Yeah. So I get there and I put this thing on, and my 1-year-old who's with us, dressed as a little owl, he starts crying because I look ridiculous.
You're not dad?
No, yeah. He gets this look in his eyes because I have the same eyes, but I've drastically changed. And then all the kids start not coming over to our car because I'm dressed. I look crazy in the thing. And so my wife leans over at a certain point, and she's dressed as a, Mrs. McGonagall.
Okay, yeah.
And she goes, although she's way too young for that, and I think like a sexy version, but that's just my personal
in her day,
thing.
McGonagall was quite the catch.
Yeah, but she's like 1,000 years old.
Now,
my wife's not 1,000.
Again, I look like Brooks, not Andy. But go on.
But so my wife leans over, she goes, you got to take that off. I'm like, you made me wear this. So I had to take it off. She made me take it off because I was scaring the children. So anyway, I'll put it on in a little bit here if you guys want to watch on YouTube.
Because you were like Ozempic Hagrid? Is that what
That's a perfect way of putting it. It was like I was Ozempic Hagrid. I was very hungry,
down
constantly
90
going
pounds.
to the bathroom, grumpy as all get up. But we should have, I would think it could be fun. Like later on, I don't want to put this on, but again, I promised my kids I would.
You're a good man.
It's for the kids, and so I will for a short time put it on, and we can do our show.
What are you going to do for tonight? You're going to take the kids out tonight, though, right?
Take them out tonight. Yeah,
you're going to do a soggy Hagrid tonight.
I will hopefully just be going as a.
I got a cloak.
Good father.
I got a cloak.
No.
Slick your hair back.
I don't need it. I'm good. I got it all, and I don't need it.
Okay.
And I don't want it.
Fair enough.
I don't need it. Don't want it. Won't take it.
Fair enough.
No, thank you.
Be Lucius Malfoy.
It is going to be
a great Lucius Malfoy, dude.
We have a Malfoy already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a Draco?
We got a Draco.
You'd be a Lucius.
I do look like a Lucius.
You do. You'd be awesome.
Way more like a Lucius than a Hagrid. It's going to be rainy tonight, by the way. It's going to 3 p.m. Let's just jump into first things first. 3 p.m. Rains are going to start, and they look back over the National Weather Service over the last 80 years. And they said that Halloween is rainy 57% of the time. So at 44 nights out of 80 nights, we have had rainy Halloweens, which I don't really remember it one way or the other when I was a kid. I always just felt like I was getting candy, and I didn't care less about the weather.
You're oblivious to
it's
the
only
forecast.
Parents care about the weather. Kids don't care about weather.
Well, you know why kids cannot care about the weather? Because parents have to care about the weather. You have to weatherproof your kid, right? Do you ever spray your kid's costume down with Scotch Guard with the water repellents?
No.
We've done that.
That makes sense.
My kid wanted to go as Liberace one year.
Okay.
Right? And we did like a little keyboard that you wear around your neck. We had a little keyboard around her neck and a little tuxedo with tails.
What's the candelabra? Did you have a candelabra?
I carried the candelabra for them. Right. I played their gay lover from remember the movie. I'm kidding about that.
The Matthew.
It was Matt Damon and Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
No, but we had to Scotch Guard my kid's outfit before they went out.
That makes sense,
right? I mean, otherwise you bury him in a
otherwise
raincoat.
You'd be walking around soggy
or a raincoat.
Yeah, a raincoat. Cover everything up.
You're a Seattleite. Great costume. Here's half a Snickers.
I love that Jerry Seinfeld comedy bit from way back in the day where he's talking about candy and just can't believe that they're just giving away candy. What are they doing? Yeah, my kids are just going nuts right now. They just cannot wait for tonight. Candy prices. I saw this though. Did you see this? Candy prices are way up. There's apparently a cocoa shortage.
I saw that.
With tariffs.
Right, from Brazil especially, was slapped with tariffs this year, trying to create a better trade balance.
I didn't realize they talk about a local chocolatier, Bohem's Candies.
Bohem's, oh yeah.
So I didn't realize that was a local company, 70 years in Issaquah.
Yeah, right. You know where as you're driving eastbound, you get through the town of Issaquah. There's like a new off-ramp that goes up and over up into the
right next to the root beer sign or whatever that thing was.
Just past used to be XXX Root Beer, right there, yeah, which is opening under new management, I think.
They're keeping the sign, though.
Yeah. Right there, just past that is where the Bohem's
little
chocolate
place,
is.
that's Bohem's chocolate?
Yes.
And they do all the chocolate for all the stuff around here?
They do tons.
Wow.
Right? That's where they started.
Business. Well, they say that costs are way up, like 125%. So,
and you're seeing it at the grocer. I mean, we stocked up on candy, although no kids would come. That's why we only buy candy that I like to eat.
Candy's expensive.
Candy's expensive.
It's really pricey.
So
I got to say, though, it's not just this year. I've noticed in recent years, I have been shocked because you never buy candy until you have kids.
Right.
It's super expensive. Why is candy so expensive? It's just sugar.
It's everything. It's part of everything in the grocery store being more expensive than it was 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Well, no, in the last 2, 3 years, it's candy. You go buy a big thing of candy like at Costco or something to hand out.
That's where you got to go. You got to go buy in bulk. You got to buy 150 pieces.
I know, but it's very expensive.
Try buying a little bag. It's like $8 for 40 of them.
Crazy.
24 little mini bars, $8.
Who does that? All right, let's do one more Halloween-ish story, and then I actually have a story that is scary about homeless encampments. And Seattle City Council member. It's scary. And what they're suggesting, I find very scary. But this one, real estate, I thought this was kind of a fun story because it's Halloween-ish. Seattle real estate, apparently in Seattle, in Washington, you actually don't have to disclose. We talked about this. What was it, like 2 weeks ago?
A story came out. You don't have to disclose on your real estate transactions.
Somebody's murdered in the house.
Right. You don't have to give any kind of sordid criminal past. You have to give, asbestos. You have to give, if there was a drug lab, you have to tell that.
I think the only one you have to disclose is if there was is it a sexual assault?
I don't know.
One of those was like, there was a
oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know. Really? I guess.
The murder, I feel like a murder would qualify as well. But
I would think so. You'll like this kitchen. It was used in cannibalism.
Well,
so it's got big burners.
You're
lots
making
of
a
for
joke,
big
but that's
stew
not
pots.
even a joke. In the Seattle Times piece, they say, according to a recent Lending Tree survey, 30% of respondents said that they would live in a home with ghosts if the price was right. 41% would prefer hauntings over bad neighbors, and 39% would choose spirits rather than structural issues, which I think is insane.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I've told you before. I thought our place was haunted. Right?
Listen, you can fix a bad kitchen. You got a ghost in your house.
You can appease a ghost a lot faster than repouring a foundation.
How?
I don't know. Be nice. Leave whatever they like around the house.
I'm not sharing my space. I'm not sharing my space with a ghost. So, I wouldn't want to do it.
Ghosts are bad neighbors because bad neighbors are worse than a broken foundation. Bad neighbors.
I can reason with the bad neighbor. Somebody's stuck in the afterlife because they have not let go of whatever they were doing in this life. And now they're haunting me and scaring the crap out of my kids and me?
Yeah, if it's a poltergeist, if it's a bad ghost, I'm with you. If it's a benevolent ghost,
I don't want I don't want anyone in my house.
What kind of ghost that watches over your kids when they're
I don't want a ghost watching over my kids.
It's just like a grandma.
It's not
who doesn't want to watch Wheel of Fortune. This is awesome.
Have you seen the movie Mama? Have you seen Mama?
Is Mama the one with
Jessica Chastain? Have you seen that
I
a
haven't
couple years
seen
ago?
that one.
That movie scared the crud out of me.
Really?
Why?
Tell me more.
Do not like scary movies. I've already expressed that on this show. And there's a movie called Mama where these little girls, I'll give you the premise of it real fast. From what I remember, closing my eyes and humming so I couldn't hear what was happening. And then eventually I left the room, which is my wife still makes fun of me for. Because we had friends over to watch it.
Okay.
And I left the room. I said, no thanks, guys.
What a host.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Who wants s'mores? I'll be in the yard.
Exactly, yeah. So in the movie, two little girls go missing out in the middle of the woods, and I think their mom dies. I don't know what the story was. They go missing, and they are adopted by a ghost lady who also has lost her own children. This is like
they're cared for in the woods.
They're cared for by this benevolent,
that's awesome,
scary ghost.
What a great
They call
story.
it Mama. And then,
at least it's original.
And then the little girls get found years later. They've been living out in the woods. It's like this amazing news story. Oh my gosh, these girls that everybody thought was missing
Right,
been
that's
found.
great
Now
news.
they've been taken care of in this woodly manner by this ghost.
Yeah.
Who's now like adopted children are being kind of like taken away from her, and so the kids get pulled in. It's like very much like an orphan. Have you seen Orphan?
Yeah. The kids get rescued and moved in with
They
a
get
real
rescued.
family.
They move in with like a nice family, and everything's going to be great. But then like something has followed them back to the house.
They brought
because
Mama.
They want their kids. She wants her kids.
that's nice.
Mama. And then you got to figure out how to appease Mama. Because Mama's not supposed to take care of the kids. Like you said, the benevolent ghost. There's no such thing.
Okay.
They're
okay.
scary.
That's fair.
If you believe
you shouldn't
ghosts.
flirt with that kind of thing.
It's weird
It
stuff.
never ends well.
Listen to this. A Tacoma house that some blogs said was the childhood home of serial killer Ted Bundy. Sold last year for $500,000. Would you live in Ted Bundy's former house?
I don't know if I couldn't do that.
No.
Bundy,
that's
Gacy,
the correct answer.
I couldn't do that.
Couldn't do it.
That's just bad juju.
Bad juju. Even
Right.
if he didn't commit the crimes in the house, he was just a child in that house.
He thought about the crimes in that house
But
repeatedly.
what happened to him as a child?
In that house.
In that house.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't even
What
scrape
dark
that.
things?
You can't even scrape that one clean.
Can't.
And build a new house on top of it because the ground is just
You couldn't pay me enough money to live in that house.
Yeah.
Forget it.
What if
And
it's okay? How about $350? We're just gonna start dropping the price till we got to sell this lot, buddy.
What's my interest rate? Just kidding. No, I
0%.
I wouldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I could not go to bed every night tucking my kids into a bedroom.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy was also in.
I'm with you.
That'd be very strange.
You know, we bought a home on Lower Queen Anne when Melissa and I first got married. Our first child, we lived our starter home on Lower Queen Anne. This was 30 some years ago, so you could afford a starter home on Lower Queen Anne.
Sure.
It was built in 1907.
Starter home. That's
right?
so funny. That term doesn't exist in Seattle anymore.
Right. It was like, we paid $215 for this house, right? And then we and my wife, who loves the ethereal, who loves the Halloweeny, the spookies, brought in a medium who said that 2 people had perished in this house over the years. One was a young woman who accidentally had fallen and hit her head on a fireplace in the 20s.
Did you verify these with like news stories of the day?
Tried to. We did verify that the second spirit was a mother who raised her family in the home.
And you
who
found
passed there.
people.
We found that was actually the case.
Okay. All right.
And we didn't tell. Mediums pick up on stuff, but it's not like we had pictures of the old people on the wall, like Jack Nicholson in The Party from Overlook was on our mantle or something like that.
Yeah.
There was no way for this lady to know that. So when half of it dialed in with factual reaffirmation.
Oh, you knew this stuff before she came in?
No. We looked into it and found out it to be true.
Oh, okay.
At least the mom who passed in the house.
Okay.
We'd found that out to be true. And that was in the early 60s.
Okay.
So, we found that after the fact.
Why do you think?
But a place with bad juju, there's no other way to call it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I don't care what the price is. View property, you can scrape clean. 0 interest loan. At some point.
But not Ted Bundy's house.
No, not Ted Bundy. At some point, you roll the dice. A white collar criminal.
Why do you
an
think
embezzler?
Why do you think she was hanging on? Why do you think that lady who's and you say this is a nice spirit, and I know this is like people might think this is silly.
That's weird, and we never had any kind of untoward
She ever
interactions.
opened cupboards and stuff?
We found things moved around the house. We would ask for things. We'd be looking for things, and just hey, if you'd be so kind, running kind of late, and all of a sudden things would pop up.
A toilet would flush in the middle of the night.
We heard doors would open. And in an old house, you can say, okay, maybe
it's the wind, or it's
maybe, or it's an
creaking.
old house settling, creaking. But after 100 years, you figure it's settled is settled.
Yeah.
But no, yeah.
Why do you think she was hanging on? Because that's what That's the
That's a
the
great
idea is
question.
like when somebody passes away, their spirit
They linger.
Why are they lingering?
Yeah.
Like what was left that she felt like she needed to be there? Still?
I was told that these people, spirits linger because either they have unfulfilled obligations in their mind, or because this was their happiest memory, was raising a family here, and they didn't want to leave that.
Yeah.
They were unable to leave that. And when a family moved in, there was another opportunity, like Mama, to raise kids that memory was being reborn.
Have you ever heard the term ghoul?
Sure.
Do you know what ghoul means?
A ghoul?
A ghoul.
I don't know the technical definition. If you ask me to say what a ghoul is, deformed, malevolent, right? Something not quite human, beastish.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought about it. I'm looking up ghoul, and I always thought that ghouls were ghosts, but I don't think a ghoul is a ghost. It's more of like a monstrous
Ghouls
demonic.
and ghosts, you're right. They're different things.
They are different things.
It wasn't Casper the Friendly Ghoul.
But that wasn't a ghoul that you had in your house. It was just
No,
you think it was a ghost.
A ghost, yeah.
Still creepy.
It's creepy as
Still
hell.
creepy.
And some people love that.
And then you sold the house.
We sold the house.
Your new house? No ghosts in your new house?
Actually, we're in a time, but we
got more ghosts.
Someone passed in this house, and we
You're
bought
like
it
a
from
Dr. Dolittle
we
with
bought
ghosts.
we bought it from the family raised in this home. They were like the first owners of this home when it was built in the late 60s. Jeez. Raised their family there. Mom passed there. And they ended up all moving out, and Dad moved in with the oldest kid, and we bought the house from that family with full knowledge that Mom had died there.
Mama.
In the room I sleep in.
Mama was still there.
Mama's still there.
Oh, creepy. I want to hear more. Can I hear more about that later?
Rabbit stew cooking.
Can you tell me more about that later?
Sure, yeah.
I'd love to hear it.
You bet.
All right, we got a world-class pumpkin carver coming up next. Stick around.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
Fall rains can expose hidden roof problems, and once water gets in, the damage only gets worse. Is your roof ready for the season? Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. At State Roofing and Exteriors, we repair and replace roofs with a quality you've trusted for decades. And yes, we also provide siding, windows, decks, and gutters to keep your entire home protected. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule a free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family. Raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple. Fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
You're miracle workers.
Don't know about that.
My drain was clogged.
Right.
You came in a jiffy.
And got right to work?
Now it's clear.
It's what we do.
Like I said, you're miracle workers.
Actually, we're plumbers.
Apollo plumbers.
You want to see some real miracle workers?
Huh?
Just take a look at Seattle Children's.
Sure.
They're all hope, care, and cure.
All true.
And together, we can help them.
How so?
Your service fee?
Yeah.
Apollo Plumbing is donating it.
To benefit Seattle Children's Hospital.
We're donating all our service fees.
All month.
To help Seattle Children's provide outstanding care and support research.
And ensure no child in need is ever turned away.
That's the goal.
Gotta love that.
Gotta love the work they do at Seattle Children's.
So, I call, you come.
Apollo donates your service fee. All our service fees.
All month?
All the way to $20,000.
That's so Apollo Plumbing.
Always ready, right now.
You really are miracle workers.
Aren't we all?
Maybe so.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Guys, tired all the time? Gaining weight? Low drive? These aren't just signs of aging. They could be low testosterone or other underlying issues. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is making it easier to get answers with a comprehensive wellness panel. It's not just a lab test, it's where better performance begins. Our providers will check your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. A $400 value for just $99, or free if you start treatment. Over 120,000 men have trusted Revive to restore their energy, mood, and confidence. So if you're ready to feel better and live stronger, call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Offer ends November 30th. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
All right, here's a quick confession.
The reason Nick, my wife, is going to Longevity Medical Clinic is because why?
I got sick of watching you sleep at night when I was awake.
Wait a minute. Wait. Here's what would happen. I'd be asleep because I've got my hormones balanced thanks to Longevity Medical Clinic. I'm asleep, and then Nick would go, "Are you asleep? Are you sleeping? That's not fair. I can't sleep." I'm like, "So you're going to wake me up?"
Yes, because I didn't want you to have more energy than I would the next day, and I was up all night.
So what did I say to you? I said, so go to the Longevity Medical Clinic. Do the same thing I did. Get your hormones balanced. You'll sleep better, right?
And I did.
Right. You don't have to wake me up anymore and go, it's not fair that you're sleeping.
I know.
But didn't you see that it wasn't fair that you were waking me up?
Yes, because now you're the one taking the dogs out because I'm still asleep in the morning.
So we're both getting good night's sleep. We're both getting lots of energy, and we're happy.
You want me to tell you why? Because my hormones are now balanced.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your hormones right now. So be like Nick and get a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com. Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the comfort people at homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO.
That feeds about 42 million Americans.
To help the 930,000 Washingtonians who rely on SNAP for groceries, Governor Bob Ferguson is directing $2 million each week to food banks. Nonprofits have been stocking up on supplies. And Kelly Watkins with the Edmonds Food Bank says they're teaming up with restaurants to provide extra and repurposed food.
The combination of inflation, increased grocery costs, the shutdown, SNAP cuts, all of that is hard.
Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Members of the military who have not been paid because of the shutdown are also turning to food banks. Aaron Chizeski is with the nonprofit Food Lifeline, which is helping Joint Base Lewis McChord families.
It was 200 military families who were needing support for Thanksgiving groceries. That list is now surged up to 800 families.
Republicans and Democrats in Congress continue to blame each other for that shutdown. 5 people, including 2 teenagers, have been arrested in Michigan in connection with a suspected ISIS-inspired terror plot.
Residents in Dearborn, Michigan, awakening to the FBI conducting a raid and arrests, stopping what the FBI Director Kash Patel says was a potential terrorist threat during the Halloween weekend.
At 4:30 in the morning, he heard a bang, and then all of a sudden he heard bang, 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 and he thought it was like a gun.
The FBI, assisted by Michigan State Police, with raids in Dearborn and nearby Inkster. Charlie Langton for CBS News, Detroit.
A Lakewood man is facing charges after allegedly posting veiled death threats toward Washington Governor Bob Ferguson on social media. Prosecutors tell the News Tribune 34-year-old Casey Patterson repeatedly shared photos of Ferguson's front door on X and made alarming comments about firearms and security. He's being held on $200,000 bail. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 173 points. NASDAQ ahead 239. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Lori.
Traffic is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. That accident finally cleared I-90 at 202. Eastbound still backed up all the way from Snoqualmie Way to the scene. Bellevue to Issaquah, though, still a 9-minute drive. Another collision just cleared in Seattle. It was southbound I-5 to Roanoke. Seattle to Linwood is a 15-minute drive, and Seattle to Federal Way holding at 21 minutes. Now, if you're heading from Bellevue to Linwood, that's 16 minutes. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the low 50s. It's 52 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. It's pretty fun. Yesterday on the show, we decorated cut some pumpkins up, carved some pumpkins. I keep getting that wrong. We carved pumpkins. And we had a little competition, and I won.
Yeah, you did.
No big deal.
No,
I got my mom.
It was awesome.
A bunch of times. So I was able.
You
that's what I
flooded the
did.
zone?
I did. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do what I need
Great.
to do. So I won, which is the most important thing. They were good, not great. None of them were great. They were okay. We're very amateur at it. But one of our listeners is a guy named Jacob Lucas, and he's been on the show before because he's an unbelievable chainsaw artist. And you can go to his website, jacoblucascarving.com. You should check out some of the stuff that he's done. In fact, I think we're going to post some of it here right now as we talk. If you're enjoying our show on the KIRO Radio app or on YouTube, where we are live streaming as well. So Jacob Lucas joins us in studio right now. Jacob, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Nice to be here again.
It's great to have you here. You sent us some pictures yesterday as we were on the air, and you said, hey, those are okay. You were very kind about it, but check these out. And the pumpkins that you sent were just unbelievable. Like, we're doing some of them right now. They're jaw-dropping. They really do take your breath away as Laura's cycling through these. Pinky in the Brain. There's one coming up where there's like a King Kong who's tearing his way out of a massive pumpkin.
Right there. Yeah, look at that.
Just the detail in some of these is unbelievable. And so you do all sorts of carvings. How did you get into this? How did you get into pumpkin carving? I mean, we all do as a child, but like, how'd you do it seriously?
I just got asked by a guy. He owned a butcher shop, and he was a pumpkin grower. And I was in there, and he goes, hey, and he knew I was a wood carver. And he goes, I got a big giant pumpkin. You want to carve it? And it was just down on Auburn Way on the side of the road. And that was my first one. It was probably like 600-700 pounds.
Wow.
And
he grew it himself?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I don't get very many pumpkin gigs. I mean, I'm mainly a wood carver. There are some pumpkin carvers out there that are more professional than me.
Sure. Seriously? Because what I'm watching, some of the artists you've put up here, we're sharing on the social on YouTube. There are people. That's not wood. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's actually a big marrow. So that's like a giant zucchini.
Okay. Of course. Look at that.
And
so you have this first one, 600-700 pounds.
And then I got a call from Legion Brewery for their Pumpkin Beer Fest, and I did that for like 8 years straight.
Oh, awesome!
And just I carved their logos a few different times, and then I just started doing oddball stuff, and so I only dabble really. I mean,
so it's seasonal, obviously.
Yeah.
But I know that professional ice carvers can make really decent money. I know it's not about the money, but when some corporation has an event and you come in and do some spectacular work of art to celebrate this event for them, it pays a couple bills?
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, again, it's seasonal, and a lot of the pumpkin gigs are hard to get because people that have been doing it longer, kind of have their foot in the door, so to speak. So,
once you have a pumpkin carver, you tend to go with that guy every year.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of us out there.
Big gigs, yeah.
Some of my friends in Oregon just went to, I don't know where they were, they're in New York or somewhere over there, and had a big competition with like huge. On the East Coast, they have big competitions for carving pumpkins, and so we don't really have anything like that here. So it'd be kind of cool if we did, but
you said 400 to 600 pound pumpkins that you first one you carved. What size? How big is that?
Like that green one that you just flashed over. That was actually
it's like
not
size of like a crate. Like if you were to imagine like a crate that something might sit on at a Costco.
Yeah, I mean some of the bigger ones are like that King Kong was probably like 1,400 pounds or something like that.
Is that 5 feet across?
Yeah,
4 feet
it was
tall,
bigger than a pallet.
How long does something like that take?
About 4 or 5 hours, depending.
That's it?
Yeah. I mean, the King Kong one, I carved the alien head next to that one the first night because it was a 2-day event. And that was really fun. But then the big one, I just kept staring at it. And I was like, what do I do with this thing? It had a big hump on the top and a big hump on the sides. And then after like 5 hours of staring at it while I was working on the other one, I came back the next day and I went, it's King Kong. It just was sitting right there.
Can you talk a little bit more about? I mean, we have the picture up on YouTube right now, and you guys should really see this. It's truly just beautifully done. What's the process like in your head? Because like sometimes I do the same thing every time I look at it. I did it yesterday when we were trying to get ready to do the pumpkins. I just kind of stared at it and I was like, what is this pumpkin telling me? What does it want to be?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
Spike thinks I'm joking, but I'm serious.
I get it when you see King Kong, but when you see a face puking, is that what it said to you?
Well, yeah,
I don't feel well.
Face to me. But I don't have the skill. I don't have the knife skills that you do or the artistic ability. But I am looking for the pumpkin to tell me something, and that's why I'm fascinated with it. Because I mean, mine always turned out like a child's pumpkin. I'm horrible at it. And my skills have never increased. You're quite skilled at this.
Yeah, I mean, I still just look at it and try to figure out what I want it to be or what it was telling me it wants to be. Sometimes I'll grab like the funkiest one. I don't want that perfectly round one. I want that
something with character,
something with some character, and then I just have to kind of sit and think about it. And sometimes it comes right to me, and then sometimes like the King Kong took me like 6 hours of staring at the thing.
When you're seeing it in your head, are you seeing like the cuts you're going to have to make to do it? I mean, like
I'm trying to see the finished product in my head, so I'm actually like picturing it already done.
Yeah.
You know,
You just take away the pieces that don't look like King Kong.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, no, was it Michelangelo said that about David, right?
That's it. Yeah.
I just chipped away everything that didn't look like David.
Cut away everything that wasn't
Anybody
David.
could do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Is that kind of how you see it?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, yeah.
That's kind of what I did with my puking guy. I said just everything that's not a puking guy, and I just cut it away. And eventually, it was just 2 holes in a mouth.
Your real skill in your business lies in wood carving. Do you approach wood the same way when you see a piece of wood, or oftentimes does it go both ways? Or people, I want an eagle, I want a horse, I want a duck.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, logs are pretty straightforward. They're pretty much
literally
cylinders.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay, I get it.
But when you get a weird piece of wood that's all twisted and it was like a huge branch that came out of it or something, I mean, those are the ones we love to grab because then we hold on to that and go, okay, what can that be?
What can this be?
Yeah, I mean, and just a big old limb this way and a big old trunk that way, and then it twists and turns, and you just stare at it and go, well, what the heck is in there? And then all of a sudden, it'll just pop
in your head.
And then you can't unsee it.
This last windstorm we had took some trees down. When there's a big storm and trees are knocked down all over the place, do you guys go out like that morning looking for that piece of wood? No,
I don't go looking for wood. I mean, a lot of times it finds me or...
Have you ever carved any black walnut?
I have not. I've done slab work with black walnut.
Okay.
I've carved like flat work that you'd hang on a wall.
Yeah.
But I don't like. It's a beautiful wood when it's carved. It's super hard though.
It's very hard.
Is that what it is?
I got a piece of it one time, and I got it in my head.
It's
I was like,
very hard, and it's not good for you. Like you want to wear a mask.
Oh, really?
Why?
That's a shame.
It's something about.
Whoops! Now you tell them
something about the tannins or something in the wood when it's cut or grinded. It's like a poisonous.
Really?
Oops. Yeah, I mean,
I tried to make a table out of it like a year.
I sand it and stuff. I don't really always wear a mask, but I don't carve much of it.
You lived. That's good news.
But it can, for me, it doesn't bother me. A lot of stuff doesn't bother me, but some people are allergic to certain types of wood. So, like, some people, like you sand that black walnut, or some people even cedar. But the black walnut, their arms will break out in a rash.
Yikes. But if you're a great artist, you're willing to suffer for your work.
Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't happen with pumpkins as much, probably, because unless you're allergic to pumpkins.
No, it's just gets messy.
How long is the longest you've ever worked on one pumpkin?
Oh, probably 6 hours, maybe.
Nice. Okay.
Well,
we're going to do a video on the commercial break. We're going to go down. We're going to carve, and then we'll post it later so anybody wants to see it. We'll post it on the X page. We'll post it on Facebook.
Yeah. I kind of picked I wouldn't say a simple design for us today, but something that we can all kind of do in a decent time frame, because really it's kind of a jack-o'-lantern on one side and then kind of a skull face popping out on the other.
Perfect.
So, and you can teach us the basic skills to get this done?
Yeah, I think so.
He says that questioningly.
I do.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean,
I've heard you talk. Let's see how your hands work, Spike.
Yeah, so I'll be getting one prepped and kind of try to get some stuff done on it so that something's done that you can kind of see, and then I can help kind of guide you guys through it.
Fantastic.
So,
all right, that's Jacob Lucas. Check out his webpage. It's really unbelievable. If you have any tree carving, especially, you want done, this is your guy. JacobLucasCarving.com. Check him out. We will be right back.
Your favorite Seahawks gear? Check. Face paint? Check. The Mike McDonald preview on KIRO Newsradio? Check.
We want to win the game.
Seahawks head coach Mike McDonald joins the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Rabel, in the final interview before every Seahawks game. Friday mornings, the Mike McDonald preview, only on Seattle's Morning News.
I'm really proud of the work that we've done. I'm proud of the guys' spirit.
This is where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Everybody, Spike O'Neill here for Integrity Roofing and Construction. There is still time. I know I said it's the month of October, but look at the calendar. It's still the month of October. Integrity Roofing and Construction giving away a free roof to someone in need. That's right, a free roof, an entire roof on your home. If you know someone that does hit a stretch of bad luck or could use a helping hand, maybe it's you that could use the helping hand, go to integrityrc.com, look for their philanthropy section, and click on the Integrity Cares page, and there's an entry form there where you can nominate someone to win an entire free roof from integrityrc.com. Time's running out, so do it today. integrityrc.com, because doing the right thing matters.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
No, it's not too soon to start holiday shopping. Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is happening now through November 22nd. Shop $10 beauty minis from brands like MAC and Too Faced. Take 30% off Lancome and Touchland fragrances and body mists. With new offers dropping every week, our associates can help you find the perfect gifts. Head into Ulta Beauty today to shop our early Black Friday event. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Your time is money. So why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
When the heat's an 11, cool AC would be heaven.
Dayandnight.net.
It's the final month to save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump while supplies last at Day and Night.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump, plus no payments or interest for a year OAC. Call for details.
Dayandnight.net.
This week at Jazz Alley, Elvin Bishop's Big Fun Trio joins forces with Grammy-winning bluesman Cedric Burnside for 4 nights of down-home, high-energy blues. Shows run Thursday through Sunday. Tickets at jazzalley.com.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a Good-to-Go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A Good-to-Go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
All right, welcome back to the show. You want a truly spooky story, Spike?
Sure.
Real spooky one?
Tis season.
All right, Seattle City Council member Joy Hollingsworth was recently talking to Como News about a city-sanctioned homeless encampment. More of them. I believe there's already at least one, right? There's already homeless encampments that are sanctioned by the city, funded in some way. But she talks about that being a temporary fix, not a long-term fix.
A transitional thing, okay.
Yeah. I think this is a very bad idea, and I can explain why in just a second. But first, I want to give her a chance to make her point. She's speaking to Como News, Seattle City Council member Joy Hollingsworth.
A lot of people say, well, people need long-term housing. Well, that's a long time to build. So while we're waiting for those structures to be in place, housing to be built, let's get people into shelter right now. This isn't a long-term solution at all. This is something that is like on the pathway to housing.
Okay, so she says not a long-term solution, pathway to housing, that's what she says. She does say there would be some restrictions. It wouldn't just be a free-for-all.
I am not proposing an encampment where it's just free-for-all. We can't have people in parks that are using drugs around kids, foil, needles. You can't have that.
She's right about that. You obviously can't have people in parks, so the fix she's suggesting would be a camp where the city could buy some land.
Right, or use land they already own if it's available. She's going to issue a statement of legislative intent.
Yeah.
Calling for a study of what these sanctioned encampments could look like.
Yes. Yeah. The thing I think is really dangerous about these is that if you're not willing to look to the past to see where these things have always tended to go, which is in a very bad place. Do you remember Nicholsville?
Of course.
Okay, so that was a big story here locally. A lot of people listening may not remember that. I'm sure many do. But when I was producing for Dory, that was a big story that we were covering. You literally had like 7 city council members eventually send a letter to Greg Nichols and said, we think this is it's going south. It's going in a very bad way.
It went horrible.
It went horrible. They had a sewer problem in the middle of this thing. They had a drinking water problem. They had all these sanitation issues. They had rats. They had disease that started breaking out. They also had a bunch of violent people who were living there doing violent things.
Right.
Now, this was a city-sanctioned one.
Yeah.
Como also highlights, they say, in contrast, there's something called Tent City 3, which hosted on a rotating basis by faith-based groups and has been active for decades. Didn't we just see Tent City 3 in the news recently? Oh, that's right. Do you remember that guy who was arrested for allegedly raping a child?
Pulling a child into this, yeah.
Multiple times?
Yeah.
These things, I think you can be well-intentioned and think that this is a good idea. It doesn't mean you're right. And when you look to the past and you say, hey, you know what? Every time that they try these, bad things end up happening. It's not a fix. It's not a fix for homeless issues.
And Representative Hollingsworth isn't calling it a fix.
But she's
still a transitional opportunity to look at. They're saying she's saying let's take a look at this. Let's investigate what this could offer. You talk about looking at the past to see where they failed. I wholeheartedly agree with you. But there's also maybe the opportunity to learn.
Maybe this time we can get it right. Every time they've tried it, Nicholsville was part of something called to end homelessness, the 10-year plan to end homelessness.
Sure.
Okay, that was 13 years ago.
Well,
it's worse.
It's gotten worse.
It's worse than it's ever been.
Agreed.
And we laugh because it's a joke. Because they're doing the opposite. These things are not helping, and they're not only not helping, they're putting vulnerable people at risk, like the communities in which that they're put, like the children, like that one at Tent City 3,
sure.
who was pulled into a tent, and maybe even raped. I mean, that trial that's still ongoing.
Do you think that people could learn? I mean, I hear you. All those are all valid concerns. Could people learn from those mistakes?
Yeah, don't do tent cities.
Or maybe
there's no way for humans to live.
Maybe do it better.
Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We'll be right back.
KIRO Newsradio exclusive.
This is Charlie Harker. I've spent the past 6 weeks investigating a story involving a youth pastor, child abuse, a mayor, and a name change, all while civic leaders appear to look the other way.
I've read the police report. It is horrible. It is sickening.
There's some level of calculation there.
You have to make it right.
How does no one have a problem with it?
Watch the full story at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Hartley here from Wilcox Family Farms. I'm so excited to have my cousin Amelia with me today. So, how many chickens do you think there are on the farm?
3,000?
What do you think chickens eat?
Grass.
What else?
Seed.
So, do you know what organic eggs are?
The ones that you put in brownies?
Yes, the ones you put in brownies.
We hope you choose fresh eggs from our family farm.
Wilcox Family Farms eggs, locally fresh
since 1909.
Many retirees are enjoying the retirement lifestyle, but not the high cost of living. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, who says a reverse mortgage may provide some stress relief.
If you're struggling with your mortgage payments or other bills, or maybe you just like some extra money, a reverse mortgage allows you to tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You've worked hard to build up that equity in your home. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police.
I'll take that as a compliment. See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. With the Saturday deadline looming, 2 federal judges have weighed in on SNAP benefits continuing during the government shutdown. Christopher Cruz reports.
A judge in Rhode Island ordered the government to use a $5 billion contingency fund to at least partially pay benefits. A judge in Massachusetts gave the administration until Monday to say whether it would use the contingency money or fully pay the benefits using a separate $23 billion fund that almost half of the states say can be used. It isn't immediately clear how quickly the debit cards that beneficiaries are given to buy groceries can be electronically reloaded. That process often takes 1 to 2 weeks.
Governors want the funds released immediately, but are preparing if they're not. Legal analyst Jessica Levinson.
We know these rulings will be appealed, so what we need to look at in the next hours is whether these temporary restraining orders, or in one case, almost granting the temporary restraining order, whether or not they're paused while the cases are appealed.
Mike DeWald reports from the San Francisco Bay Area, where nearly 500,000 people rely on food assistance.
In California, SNAP funds the CalFresh Food Assistance Program. Without it, local food banks are expecting to see increased demand. Leslie Baccio is CEO of Second Harvest Silicon Valley.
We cannot replace people's wages, but we can help families weather the crisis.
San Francisco, Alameda, and Santa Clara counties all offering up funding for local programs. In wine country, there's a call for restaurants and food trucks to offer free or discounted meals to impacted families. Mercedes Ramos is with the SoCo Market.
Whatever you're able to offer.
Mike DeWald for CBS News, San Francisco.
Correspondent Ed O'Keefe on what's happening in Washington to end the shutdown.
There has been no active push by this administration that we can discern by either the vice president or the president. In fact, the vice president yesterday was like, well, if anyone would like to talk to us, come on by here. The vice president has an office at the Capitol. He could go up there and find them. And there's been no sign that they have been doing that, trying to reach a potential group of moderates that would be willing to go with Republicans and try to make this happen.
FBI Director Kash Patel said today a potential terrorist attack was thwarted in Michigan. 5 young people arrested. CBS's Anna Schechter.
It was a member of the Joint Terrorism Task Force that was actually in that chat room that identified this chatter about a potential plot to be carried out this weekend, but it is still unclear if that was really going to materialize or not. The FBI decided that it was worrisome enough that they need to step in this morning.
On Wall Street at the closing bell, stocks finished higher. The Dow was up by 40 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Halloween serves up some scary weather. That story coming up, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. Here's Lori.
In Everett, the I-5 northbound off-ramp to State Route 539, we have a collision. That one's in the right lane. Eastbound 202 and eastbound, northwest North Bend Way are still pretty slow after the collision cleared at 90 and 202. So still seeing backups through that area. 90 looks good, though. Seattle to Everett, 27 minutes, and Bellevue to Federal Way is a 35-minute drive. We are seeing a little bit of a slowdown, 167, as you're heading southbound right about 37th. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. If you're heading out for Halloween festivities, take note.
It's going to be a soaker for Halloween and trick-or-treaters.
KIRO News Radio meteorologist Ted Meaner says another atmospheric river is heading our way. It's not expected to be as severe as last weekend's, but it will reduce visibility. So if your kids are trick-or-treating, consider adding reflective tape or other accessories to their costumes and stick to the sidewalk, not the street. Drivers need to be vigilant too, as KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley explains.
Last Halloween, we had 3 kids hit by cars in Tacoma.
We got a long road to recovery.
It happened to Marissa Fullerton's nephew, CJ, then 13, sent to the ICU with a fractured skull.
He's off his breathing tube and he isn't really talking, but when his dad talks to him and says, "Do you understand me?" he squeezes his fingers.
Rain could begin during peak trick-or-treating hours, somewhere between 5 to 8 p.m. as thousands of kids flock the roads to grab candy.
A use of force team is investigating after Seattle police officers shot and killed a man in the Soto district yesterday afternoon. Chief Sean Barnes tells KIRO's News 7 TV.
The person turned toward the officer. The officers encountered this person still armed with a knife or edged weapon, potentially an axe.
He says officers tried talking to the man and even deployed what he calls a non-lethal impact weapon. It didn't work. Officers say at one point the man pulled a gun on them. They opened fire, killing him. 2 federal judges in separate cases today said the Trump administration must use emergency funds to fully or partially pay for SNAP food benefits, but it's unclear when or if that will happen. Those benefits are set to run out for 930,000 low-income, no-income, and disabled people here in Washington state. Food banks already assisting furloughed federal workers are bracing for even more visitors. And some of those workers just got a little help in Seattle.
The city of Seattle partnered with Congresswoman Pamela Jayapal for a resource fair. Those affected by the government shutdown were able to access immediate support with food and bills and learn about the city's affordability and utility assistance programs. Caressa is a federal worker in Seattle, her husband in the military in Georgia.
I have a mortgage in Georgia. I have rent in Seattle due, all on the same days.
James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Rain today with highs in the low 50s. It's 54 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. Man, tons of stuff happening today. Halloween, Spike and I and Laura carving pumpkins during commercial breaks. Busy times.
Getting my steps in.
Getting your steps in. Andy Dufresne.
Thank you very
That's
much.
what he's dressed as. Laura's dressed as Dorothy. Dorothy from Wizard
A little
of Oz.
nod to Wicked coming out
And you
soon.
did make a promise to your kids that you'd wear your
put
costume
mine
at
on
some
a
point
little
today in a little bit. No rush. No rush. It's not. You're gonna look great. It's the spirit. Here's the thing about Halloween costumes. It ain't about how you pull it off. It's the spirit involved.
Sure.
Right? It's the fact that your kids say, look at Dad!
Yeah.
Your kids are not going to look at you and say, oh my God, Hagrid lost so much weight. Is he okay?
No, they're doing it because it looks ridiculous. That's why they're doing it.
They're shaming you?
They said, we want you to look ridiculous, to be funny.
That's all.
And so I will do it for them because I
Okay.
love my kids, so I'm willing to do that. But I fully expect none of you to watch as I put my costume on so that I don't have to embarrass myself in front of the rest of you, the adults that I respect so much. All right, let's get to, there's a lot of stuff to get to, a lot of government shutdown stuff. I really feel, have you guys kind of noticed this? It feels like we've reached a fever pitch. The date for the SNAP benefits that are going to run out is tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
November 1st.
America was told earlier in the week that the government would not be refilling these SNAP benefit cards to 42 million Americans.
2 federal judges have now ruled that they must issue, let's see, in Massachusetts, there was 25 Democratic states, including ours here, who sued the Trump administration to continue to fund the SNAP program, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. 42 million Americans receive SNAP benefits, and there was an emergency order issued by a district judge who says that the administration must resume SNAP benefits with some of that emergency funding. I think there's about $5 to $6 billion in emergency funding,
which is specifically designated to includes government shutdowns in the verbiage associated with what these funds are to be used for.
Can be used, apparently. And do you think that it will? The Department of Justice has not said whether or not they're going to appeal this?
The ruling just came out an hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
I think these two different
like
courses
50
came
minutes ago or something.
And those two courses, I read a little bit into it. The judge in Massachusetts said they're giving the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who oversees the funding of these programs, until Monday to decide how they're going to fund these.
But the benefits run out tomorrow.
Right, exactly. No one's
going to have a weekend.
There's going to be an interruption. At best case, just a weekend. And then, as you mentioned, there'll be an appeals process. It's likely. It hasn't been announced.
Yeah.
But it's likely when the courts rule against the administration's decisions, they have the right and, of course, the expectation to appeal these things. So it could drag out for quite a while. And to your point, we're there now. We're at the cliff that we keep talking about. America's going to go off a cliff unless these two sides get together and open up the government and what it's going to take to get that done.
Do you think this is, let's say the $5 billion, let's say $5 or $6 billion, they instantly say, all right, hey, judges ruled, take it, fund it, you've got it. Now, I watched the press conference the other week, and I don't know, it was Klobuchar or whoever it was, but she was saying that these will last
Klobuchar. Yeah.
Why do I think it's Klobuchar?
You're thinking of Kubla Khan.
Kubla Khan.
That's what you're thinking of. Or Cobra from the G.I. Joe movies. You see our side as evil.
Khan. That's
you do.
right.
It's what
Kubla
it is.
Khan.
You see
That
us
was
as
it.
evil. No.
Klobuchar.
Klobuchar. Minnesota, I believe. I could be wrong. But I think it's Minnesota.
All right.
Senator from Minnesota.
She was saying that these will last like 2 to 3 weeks.
Half a month. That's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Because it's about $8 billion a month that people get in benefits from the government.
And to that point, these guys got to get together and come to some resolution.
So what do you do after
on
that?
this.
What do you do after the 2 weeks? I'm not even making a commentary on whether or not judges
what do you
can
do after that?
overrule.
Well,
but like, what do you do after that 2 weeks?
Well, this was the parachute as the nation's hungry or vulnerable fall toward the earth. This was the 2-week parachute to slow down the ascension to disaster. You got to get together and either negotiate to get a continuing resolution to open up the government, or you got to acquiesce to the Republican demands and request to just fund a continuing resolution and move this forward with the promise that they will talk about these Affordable Care Act subsidies and the funding, because they also want to talk about the termination of permanent funding for SNAP, which is part of the big, beautiful bill. They're cutting $183, I think it is, $1 billion from SNAP as part of the big, beautiful bill and putting those onto the state's responsibility to feed the vulnerable.
Do you think that Democrats are going to vote this thing? Are they going to get a CR back up and running, though? I mean, are they going to vote for a CR? They've now turned it down 13 times.
No, they're not going to vote for what's on the table. They're not going to. Clearly, they haven't.
But they previously did vote for it.
It's not the same. It's not the same CR they voted for the last time out. There are changes to it. There are significant changes.
I believe it's the same one.
There are significant changes. I could tell you what a couple of them, just briefly. A couple of them are.
Please.
There's also included in this, right? There is There is a broad. It's called broad administrative discretion. There is a provision in this CR that wasn't in the one back in March, I think it was, that gives the executive branch broad authority to manage potential funding shortfalls, which means that the Office of Management and Budget, which is what's his guy's name, Russell Vought. Trump calls him Darth Vader like it's a good thing. He forgets that Darth Vader was the villain in those stories. Anyway,
well, he's the ultimate hero in the end.
It's fair enough, but it gives the executive branch.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen Star Wars yet,
shame on you. Gives the OMB the ability to gives the administration excessive power to cut or eliminate specific programs unilaterally, health programs, climate initiatives, things like that, without congressional approval. It gives executive power that wasn't in the last continuing resolution, where they can just go and say, we don't like that program that Congress voted to fund, both with the big, beautiful bill or wherever. That gives that power right to the executive and to Russell Vought. The Office of OMB can decide, I don't want to pay for
Darth Vader-like characters.
Yeah, and that was not in the last continuing resolution. Here's my overall, and we've had this conversation. I really appreciate you listening to what I have to say, and I listen to what you have to say, and we kind of talk out our points of view.
Absolutely.
This big, beautiful bill that makes these cuts to the subsidies, which the Democrats want to continue, which were written to expire this year.
By Democrats.
By Democrats, yeah. They want that back on the table to continue these subsidies. Also, they want to take away that $183 billion removal from SNAP benefits from a federal level, because it's going to put it on states, as ours is already bankrupted. We're already under budget. Everybody is. Not bankrupted, but in the red. All these states are in the red. So this big, beautiful bill was negotiated without a single Democratic input.
Yeah.
To the big, beautiful bill.
As was the ACA, which is what they're arguing over.
It's true. But
it was all Democrats, no Republicans voted for it.
Right. So if the Democrats say, if you want to fund the government, you need some Democratic votes. That's the thing about the Senate. You've got 60 required votes, not the 51 simple majority the House gets. So you've got to negotiate. And every CR has, for the most part, there have been exceptions, but CRs are negotiations. You compromise. You get together in a room with the other side and say, what's it going to take? And I know the Republicans are saying, open the government and then we'll talk.
Okay.
Right? Except that there's no reason for the Republicans to come to the table. They haven't. There's no reason for the Democrats to believe that they'll say
Well, they've all said that we would be happy to have these discussions, but let's let troops get paid. Let's let people get the food that they need through the SNAP benefits.
Except that if you sign that continuing resolution, you're going to take away Congress's power to decide where our money is spent. Because it's going to give the OMB and the executive the power to arbitrarily cut fundings they don't see.
Let me play you this. Let me play you this cut. This is is a president that a lot of people agreed with. This was in 2013. He's talking about this exact situation, but flipped.
If Republicans do not like the law, they can go through the regular channels and processes to try to change it. That's why we have elections. So they can go through the normal processes and procedures of a democracy.
There was a discussion at the time of a shutdown. You may remember this, 2013.
But you do not threaten the full faith and credit of the United States of America. Shutting down the government just because you don't like a law that was passed, I have to say no Congress before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten an economic shutdown, to suggest America not pay its bills, just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America. We're not going to submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time. Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis.
I think those words hit home because I think he's right.
Yeah.
And I think it stands today as well. I think they should get back to the table. I think they should get the CR passed. They are using the leverage. I mean, the idea that this is Trump trying to starve people, I don't think is completely fair. They could pass the CR and they could go back to the table and they could have these discussions if they want to. They're choosing not to.
Well, here's the thing. They've been asking to come to the table for the last, 33 days now, 32 days now?
No, they keep shutting down the government, though.
No. Well, the Republicans keep putting the same continuing resolution forward.
As Obama said there, he goes,
he's not wrong.
Throwing a fit. So how is that? It's literally the exact situation that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, there's some hypocrisy to what the Democrats are doing. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. So why not just pass the CR, let people eat, let troops get paid, let the air traffic controllers not have to worry about where their next paycheck's coming from, so that we can feel confident in the friendly skies above.
Yeah.
And then have these discussions. And like Obama said, if you don't like it, then win elections. Right?
Sure.
I mean, he makes a really good point. In 2013, he had a standing ovation to that line. It made total sense.
Aren't we living in a different political world than we were in 2013?
No.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not. What's different?
Well, when there was whenever there was a shutdown, both sides got together and were in town negotiating, trying to come up to an agreement to end the shutdown.
Okay.
That's not happening now.
Okay. So you have the House that passed it, right?
Yeah.
And now the Senate is still there, ready to go to pass it.
Republicans aren't in.
How can lately the Senate keeps voting and Democrats keep saying no? How is that happening if they're not there?
They're not negotiating. They're voting for our continuing resolution.
Pass the CR so that they can have these conversations.
And the Democrats say they won't vote for it until there's some negotiation.
So they're okay with people starving.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, at least we're being honest about it now.
And at least admit this. Hold on. At least admit this, because Republicans are okay with people starving come December 31st. When the $183 billion cuts to SNAP are made permanent.
No, they don't want people to starve.
They want to cut $193 billion from the SNAP benefits.
I would have to read more into that to know what you're talking about.
Okay, assuming I've read what I've read, and I'm not just making stuff up. In the big beautiful bill, there's $183 billion permanently cut from SNAP benefits, right? That's going to fall to the states. A lot of states are just going to disconnect because they don't have the money to make up that federal money that was coming in.
We certainly don't here in Washington, which is interesting because you have Bob Ferguson who said this today. He says, I'm grateful for the hard work of local food banks and pantries. If you're able to support your local food bank, I encourage you to do so. Let's work together to mitigate these harms until the Republican-controlled Congress gets the government running again. That seems disingenuous, but whatever. That's Bob Ferguson. He says, I'm directing $2.2 million per week to provide supports for Washington Food banks in the wake of congressional Republicans shutdowns. Again, this is all Bob Ferguson. Our state will keep looking to innovate solutions while SNAP is suspended. President Trump needs to tell his party to do their jobs. Does he have that same thing to say to the Patty Murrays and the Maria Cantwells who keep voting no to reopen the government? And is it fair to point out that he is also taxing food banks recently, a huge tax in our state? Never before had they been taxing food banks like they are now. They've increased it by 10%. We did a huge story on this.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you think that he regrets his additional taxes on food banks to help hungry people right now?
Given the current circumstances,
especially in the current circumstances.
Well, yeah, but when you got a governor who finds himself, was it 14 billion or 16?
16.
It was 16 billion underwater. They cut 7 billion in cuts, and they still increased taxes by 9 billion, right?
And whose fault was it that they were underwater?
That's not what we're talking about.
I'm talking about that.
Okay, it was the predecessor's fault we're underwater, and the democratically controlled legislation of Washington that we're underwater
for the last 40 years.
So we find ourselves 16 billion underwater.
Yes.
You got to make 7 billion in cuts.
Yes.
Part of that was cutting funding for not soup kitchens, but food banks.
Food banks.
That was part of the budget cuts everybody was screaming for. Republicans were happy that those were cut 3 months ago. They were happy that those budget cuts came to the food banks in Washington.
No, they weren't. Republicans were not happy that food banks got cut. Absolutely not.
Okay. They weren't happy with the 7 billion in cut. They wanted more. They wanted more than 7 billion cut from the budget.
They don't want new taxes, is what they don't want. And what they didn't want is when he took that money away from food banks, and when he started taxing food banks. Do you know where he sent $3 billion?
To a pay increase for legislators.
Pay increase for legislators. Well, and for his own salary and AG salary. Do you think that was appropriate?
I don't know if that's a fair representation.
We talked about it on the show.
That they got a pay raise?
They got a pay raise.
Yeah, sure, but it's $3 billion worth of pay raise?
$3 billion across the board.
Across the board.
Ferguson did $3 billion.
Oh, I know that. Come on.
I know. I'm making a joke. But he got what was it, like 14% pay raise or whatever the number was?
Yeah.
Nobody's getting a pay raise right now.
I wasn't happy about it then. I'm not happy about it now.
So for him to say that this is all Republicans' fault, it seems disingenuous to me. This is the problem with politics right now. Is everybody's just like yelling at each other.
Yeah, no, I get you.
What he could do, which would be nice, is if he said, "Hey, you know what would be really bad? If I started extra taxing the most vulnerable helping businesses there are, like food banks." Charities who are literally trying to help the least among us.
I'm with you. Yeah, I get it.
Why on earth would he tax them extra money? Live demonstrations. You can't get an auctioneer at these places to help raise money anymore without having an extra tax because that government ran Washington so badly. There's $16 billion in debt.
He didn't run the government $16 billion in debt.
Who ran it? His predecessor, who he worked for.
Okay, but he's got a job to do now. He stepped into an office that was $16 billion in debt. What you got to do is you got to make cuts, you got to raise taxes, you got to cover the $16 billion in debt.
He cannot both be part of the problem and the shining knight in armor.
Well, you're laying all the responsibility at Bob Ferguson.
I'm laying it at the Democratic Party, who's run Washington for 40 years. Now we find ourselves $16 billion in debt.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's a broad statement, but fair on its merits. Yeah, it's got merit to say that.
It's broad because it spans a large amount of time.
Yeah.
They've run everything for a large amount of time. They run everything in the state. And we're $16 billion in debt. And he says, I'm going to give $2.2 billion. And he wants a clap on the back or a handshake for it.
How do you make up that 16? But taking whose fault it is off the table, because we're talking about solving the problem.
I don't start by giving raises of $3 billion
I'm with you there.
To people in legislation who got us there in the first place. That drives me nuts. Not as a person who votes more to the right than to the left. That drives me nuts as somebody who is a sensible person.
I share that feeling.
That we're both sensible people.
Yeah,
thank God.
The same thing.
Oh, it drives me crazy. Air traffic controllers. Can we play some audios from air traffic controllers?
Sure.
All right. This is, who is this? This Teamsters president, Sean O'Brien. No, he's not air traffic controllers.
He's a union boss.
Union boss.
Teamster boss.
What does Union boss have to say? We have audio on this.
Look, the bottom line, and we took a position, I represent 1.3 million working men and women in this country for the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. We took a position 3 weeks ago. Pass a clean CR, get to the table, negotiate a deal, do not put work.
He gets it. Airline Association presidents, all of them.
The biggest way to ensure the safety, security, and reliability of our national air traffic control system is to pass a clean, continuing resolution.
They get it. Scott Kirby, United Airlines CEO.
Really thanking the professionals, the air traffic controllers, the folks at the TSA, also the FAA, the people in management. They're working hard. They are keeping the skies safe. They've minimized delays. Fewer than 2% of flights have been delayed so far because of air traffic control shortages. So they've done a great job. But it's putting stress on people. It's not fair to those people. It's also putting stress on the economy. You know, the first couple of weeks this had no impact on the economy, but as every day goes by, the impacts start to grow. And airlines are a pretty good real-time indicator of the economy, and we start to see still minor, but steep booking impact, and you see that happening in the economy. We put the whole economy.
They get it. John Fetterman, our workers are forced to get a loan just to get by. This was a crazy story. Did you see this on Axios? $320 million in bank loans.
Yeah, we talked about a couple days ago,
Yeah, you mentioned this.
Yeah, the federal workers are having to take out $320 million in loans to cover the gap between not getting paid while still having to work.
He says, as a Democrat, this stalemate doesn't feel like support for working families to me. End the shutdown or own the fallout. That's was John Fetterman's advice. I think it's good advice. I think they should just get back to the table, like Obama said.
Well, that's funny you say that because they were refusing to get to the table the whole time.
Why don't they pass the CR and get back to the table?
Give us everything we want first, and then we'll go negotiate with you.
Explain that to Obama, who hugely disagrees with you.
That was a different circumstance.
No, it wasn't.
This budget was passed with no negotiation whatsoever. Not a single Democratic piece of input. Now they get to live with the fallout of this big beautiful bill because this is where it's taking us off.
You should go back and look at 2013.
That was about the debt ceiling. It was about the faith and full credit of the United States of America, our national credit rating.
I think it applies. I think
it's a different beast.
It's fun having conversations.
Likewise, my friend.
I like it.
Let's go beat the crap out of a pumpkin downstairs.
Let's go do it.
It'll be fun.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
The Northwest's trusted news source, KIRO Newsradio.
Police in Federal Way are investigating what appears to be a car explosion.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is live from the neighborhood.
I can't tell you enough how crazy this scene is here.
Coverage you depend on.
A massive police presence in Kent.
From voices you know and trust.
We have an active fire inside one of these buildings here.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com and let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Tired of uneven heating, noisy systems, and high energy bills? The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings with every system, and every system qualifies for max tax credits. Call the Comfort People at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
2 federal judges have stepped in regarding SNAP benefits. Here's a special report from CBS.
CBS News special report. 2 federal judges have ruled the Trump administration must continue to fund the SNAP food aid program during the government shutdown. Legal analyst Jessica Levinson.
These are temporary restraining orders, meaning this is not a final ruling on the merit. Both judges are looking at who's likely to succeed, where there will be an irreparable risk of harm if you do or don't grant this emergency relief.
The rulings came a day before the payments were due to be halted, and governors like New York's Kathy Hochul are preparing for any eventuality. Reporter Elijah Westbrook.
She's announced $65 million in emergency funding in case federal SNAP payments are frozen. The state is also putting up $106 million this week alone to stock pantries.
SNAP is used by 1 in 8 Americans to buy groceries and is a major part of the nation's social safety net. The administration argued it could not fund the program while the government shuttered. CBS News Special Report, I'm Cammie McCormick.
And good afternoon, I'm Nate Connors. We're now hearing from an air traffic controller about what it's like to work 6 days a week and not get paid because of the government shutdown. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lindsay reports.
Chris has been an air traffic controller for 20 years. He works at SeaTac Airport. For now, he's doing okay financially. He tells Gia and Ursula he's taken steps over the years to prepare for situations like this.
It will start wearing on me longer it goes.
He has heard that some colleagues have had to take out loans to make ends meet, but he has not heard about anybody calling in sick or getting a second job. And he doesn't expect that to happen in the future.
We're tired. Yeah, morale is a little low, but that's just years of being short-staffed, too.
Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
All lanes are back open on I-90 through North Bend following a head-on collision. That crash occurred around 10:20 this morning and cleared around noon. KIRO 7's Eric Thomas was on scene.
2 vehicles involved. One was a silver Lexus traveling westbound along the same highway we are now that skipped over a median, crashed into a black truck going the opposite direction eastbound. So 2 people from each vehicle were sent to the hospital. Serious, possibly critical condition.
Trooper Rick Johnson posted on X that a car cut in front of the Lexus, causing the driver to veer off the road. Witnesses have been interviewed as this investigation continues. And now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Lori.
And traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. And yeah, Nate, they've cleared that accident, and even the residual backups seem to be a whole lot better now, hardly seeing any problems. We do have a stall northbound I-5 at 84th, and it looks like that's causing a little bit of a slowdown as you approach the scene. State Route 18 eastbound off Issaquah Hobart Road, we have a stall that's in the right lane. Lakewood to Federal Way right now, that's about an 18-minute drive. And Linwood to Seattle is 22 minutes. Bellevue to Federal Way holding at 35. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thanks, Lori. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. You'll need to waterproof those costumes tonight. Heavy rain expected between Everett, Seattle, Tacoma, starting around 4 this afternoon, getting really heavy throughout the night. Up to a half-inch of rain expected around the Sound this evening. It's the cloudy calm before the storm and 52 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we're going to have a video to post for you guys for just a little bit. Spike and I and Laura, we did some pumpkin decorating. I got to say...
Carving, Jake. Carving.
Golly. Why can't I have memory hold the word carving. I cannot remember it.
That's a bad experience at some point in your life?
Yes. Well, that's how bad my pumpkins turn out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nobody calls it carving when I do it.
Yeah.
Butchering is what they call it. But we had an expert pumpkin carver, so we did a thing which we'll post online here in just a little bit, which you guys can see on Facebook and all that fun stuff.
I had a natural talent for it, obviously.
Laura, you're very artistic, and you guys are Spike. You're pretty artistic too.
I used to think I was.
Yeah.
Until being shown what greatness truly looks like.
Until you meet an actual artist.
Right.
All right. Let's chat about this one. This is a really interesting topic. I saw this story earlier. I was just like kind of perusing through the internets, and I saw that former vice president and presidential nominee candidate Kamala Harris was doing an interview, and the topic of voting age came up. And she discusses the idea of lowering the voting age. And I just thought it was a really interesting discussion because, we do have, we'll get into it in just a second, but we do have like young people who work jobs and
are paying taxes.
Pay taxes on those jobs.
Yep.
Do they have a say in how politicians spend that? Yada, 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 all those things.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it, but let's first hear what she initially was making the argument for and whether or not we think it's a good idea.
I think we should reduce voting age to 16. I'll tell you why. So, Gen Z, they're age about 13 through 27. They've only known the climate crisis. They've coined the term climate anxiety to describe fear of not only being able to buy a home, but that fear will be wiped out by extreme weather, but fear of having children.
Huh? To buy a home?
Yeah.
Climate anxiety about buying a home?
Well, I think she's crossing a couple different things off checking a couple different boxes there.
Oh, gotcha. She's feeding into anxiety.
There's climate anxiety. Kids more than any other generation feel. The inability to ever be able to afford a home, which this generation feels.
And
the
then they're
inability
also not wanting to have kids because
they can't afford to have kids
filled with water.
Whether it's a world going to hell climate wise or an economy that you can't afford to raise a kid,
Unless
have a kid, buy a house.
Fish.
There you.
If they're voting
you're on
right now at 16 and up, they're going to be talking about the importance of climate. They're going to be talking about the importance of figuring out how AI is going to affect the future of the workforce. They're going to be focused on what are we really doing about affordable housing. And basically in politics, here's the hard truth about this. There are two centers of power that tend to influence how politicians think. Groups that vote the most and people who write the most checks. And I'm going to go every day with the people, and thinking about how do we strengthen people actually going to the polls and voting.
So she's saying the people that vote the most and people that write the checks, which are coincidentally also the same age people. Young people don't vote as much. Usually it's an older voter is more engaged.
Older demographics are the most engaged voters.
What do you think about that? Because the conversation about lowering the voting age to 16, what do you think about that, to 16?
There is a lot of pluses to that. There are some negatives to that. I think on the plus side, you get people engaged earlier. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows if you get somebody started on something earlier in life, the more engaged they are, the more likely they are to stick with it.
Yeah.
Right? It talks about talking with your family, more conversations inside the household about politics, talk with your parents about politics.
Yeah.
But those two things right there, it kind of also, those are some of the double-edged swords, because then kids can be influenced, and as you should. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but kids tend to learn what they live, and if you're raised in a liberal household, you tend to not be as open-minded, having to find your own way and your own priorities. Same with conservative households. That could be some of the downsides, but overall, I think it's right. The decisions made by our elected representatives have a greater impact on the younger generation than any other. They're the ones going to have to live with the consequences of whether or not we, invest in climate change initiatives or legislations or things like that. Invest in Social Security. Don't bankrupt Social Security. Invest in maybe an entire overhaul of a healthcare system that really is among the most expensive and least productive on the planet. Those kids
very
have
pricey.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's we get less for our dollar than any other country on earth.
Are you worried?
Kids have so much at stake to not let them into the mix. I'm worried about a lot about letting 16-year-olds vote. There's a lot to worry about. Some of the things a lack of maturity, a lack of life experience.
Yeah.
The ability to be manipulated by not just your parents or your social circles. Nowadays with social media, this generation is more attuned to what they see on their phone than what they hear through their ears.
Yeah.
And with bad players and bad actors and AI,
literally
and
actors.
Seriously. You get a generation that is getting their information from what is no way a trustworthy source. Oftentimes.
Do you worry?
But those are true for every other generation too. That's true for 18 to 25-year-olds, 25 to 34-year-olds. Those same fears.
18-year-olds already kind of represent the youth vote.
Yeah, exactly.
And 16 to 18, it's not a huge age difference.
And you say kids are growing up so fast. The only thing we're not letting them do is vote.
I would not let the 16-year-olds vote. I would say no to 16-year-olds voting. Because if you were going to take her argument, what's the difference between a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old? Why not also make 15-year-olds vote? Like everything you just said about a 16-year-old. Like where do you stop?
Right.
Which is what I kind of feel like we've done at 18.
I'm with you there.
We've stopped at 18 because we recognize this is the age where you're still very young. You are now accountable for yourself. You're now a legal adult.
That's because we decided that was the number 18 because it was 21.
We decided
they lowered the voting age from 21 to 18 at one point.
We decided 18 was the number. And you can go out and you can do most things as an adult at 18. You can't drink and you can't smoke, thank the Lord. But you can do most other things. If you have the finances, you can go and buy a house. You can do all those different things.
You're supposed to be through with your basic public basic education, right? 12th grade. By 18, you're through high school. And college isn't for everybody.
Theoretically, you've left childhood behind you.
Right.
If you're still a child.
And that's not the case at 16.
That's not the case at 16. It just feels too young. And if you're going to make the argument for 16, that feels arbitrary. Why not make it 14 or 13?
Right.
All her arguments would also apply to 10-year-olds. We don't want 10-year-olds voting because then Beanie Babies would win everything. I don't know what 10-year-olds care about these days. Actually, I do. I have a 10-year-old.
You got a 10-year-old. You know better than anybody. Minecraft would rule the world.
The only thing that kids would care about, Steve, if you dressed up as Steve from Minecraft, you'd win every election.
Right.
If you gave 10-year-olds the right to vote. And with 16-year-olds, I don't know what 16-year-olds are into. I don't know what 18-year-olds are into.
No, I got a 22-year-old now as my youngest.
Yeah.
And I wish they'd talk to me. I don't know what they're into.
6-7 would be winning everything. It just feels like we've already made it 18. To keep going younger and younger doesn't. I don't think the arguments she's making are making a lot of sense.
It's a great thought starter. It's a great conversation to have, but common sense would tell you that that's just not enough life experience. That's just not enough. I don't think she's at. She said she's for it. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think we should.
I'm not.
I'm not. You know what else?
Some days I wonder that 25 is old enough to vote.
Here's the other thing that we don't talk about either. I don't necessarily want a 16-year-old feeling like they have to be engaged on the world stage.
That's a great point.
I would like 16 to still be an age where you're 16, where your biggest concern is what you're doing on Friday night, hanging out with your friends.
If you're noticed suddenly, he noticed her. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
If you're suddenly getting mailers and you're getting robocalled because your local campaign wants to see what your take is on an issue.
Yeah.
That feels to me like you're stealing part of a vital childhood.
Well, we complain they grow up so fast and we're trying to accelerate it. By making them politically active.
That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
We're in agreement.
All right.
We
agreed on that one.
Look at that. Compromise, détente.
All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
The John Curley Show.
And the reason I love autumn the most, and I guess that's why I love to grow pumpkins.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
Is because it's nature telling you summer is over and soon it will be dark and it will be cold and there will be no light. And just before, nature says, here's a prize for you because we know you're going to go into hibernation. So here's orange and yellow and fiery colors everywhere. So this is our final gift to you.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Integrity Roofing and Construction. You've been hearing me talk now for quite a while about integrity, but in the month of October, I've been telling you that Integrity Roofing and Construction is giving away a free roof to someone in need. A whole roof, an entire roof. You can nominate someone that you know that's fallen on hard times that could use a helping hand. Maybe it's you. Nominate yourself. That's just fine. Go to integrityrc.com. Their website is fantastic. Look at all their reviews. Look for the philanthropy section. Click on the Integrity Cares page. There's a nominating form. Nominate someone you know that could benefit from a free roof from Integrity Roofing and Construction, because doing the right thing matters.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I got to tell you something, Nick. I have really noticed a difference in your energy level since you started going to the Longevity Medical Clinic.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they actually balanced my hormone levels. And when they do that, the largest change I noticed was that now I could sleep.
And then not only get more sleep, to just get more energy, right?
Right. So that all of a sudden that resulted in me, I started running again and doing all these things that I felt so fatigued throughout the day that I couldn't do anymore.
Okay, so at this point, do you want to apologize to me? Because I was always saying to you, every time you say, I don't sleep, I don't feel well, I feel kind of off, I go, well, you need to get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. And you're always like, blah, 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 blah.
I know. But now it's turned into something fun that we get to go in together.
So I need to hear, you were right.
You were right.
You were right. I should have gone to Longevity Medical Clinic.
I should have.
There we go. Fine.
Yes.
You know the right thing to do. Get in touch with Longevity Medical Clinic. Take the free health analysis at lmclinic.com.
When the heat's an 11,
cool AC would be heaven.
dayandnight.net. It's the final month to save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump while supplies last at Day and Night.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. Call us about installing a high-efficiency cooling system or servicing your existing one so you're cool when you need it.
Save 30% off an air conditioner or heat pump, plus no payments or interest for a year OAC. Call for details.
dayandnight.net.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
I'm Macy House with Baird Global Investment Banking. In today's markets, global financial capabilities aren't worth much without personal attention to your priorities. Baird Banking, Research, and Private Equity professionals are located across 3 continents, sharing more than investment expertise. As employee owners of our firm, we all have a personal stake in your success, here in the Pacific Northwest and around the world. Discover the Baird difference. Visit rwbaird.com/Seattle.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Cars for Kids, your trusted charity for car donations, also accepts donations of boats, RVs, motorcycles, and real estate. Call today, 877-CARS4KIDS.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
All right, welcome back to the show. Spike.
Yes, sir.
You fly.
Yes.
And you're on an airline?
Yes.
I assumed you don't fly naturally.
It's always inside the plane.
Usually
I do spring for the extra money to be inside.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen those bargain flights strapped to the wing. That's just not for me.
Doesn't work.
That doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that fun. Plus, you don't get snacks, which is the
Right.
topic of this
If you get
segment.
them, they blow by at 600 mile an hour.
Very tough to eat a snack strapped to the wing. Southwest Airlines there's a backlash happening right now with Southwest Airlines. I feel like there's a lot of backlashes with Southwest, whether it's about charging for bags or whatever.
Well,
do they charge for bags?
They've
Started
yes,
that, right?
they've abandoned their bags fly free. They've gone away from the
that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was their whole moniker. They branded bags fly free. That was their marketing genius. Then they gave up the seating by zones. Now you have pre-assigned seats on
People were like,
Southwest.
We hate that it's just a rush for the gate.
Well, there's two ways to look at it. Some people loved the rush to the gate. You know, when I go looking that I'm going to fly and I see the only left are middle seats, I'm like, I'm bummed because I didn't know I was going to fly 6 months ago, 3 months ago. Those are all gone. But with Southwest, I can spend 3 hours, get there early, be the first guy in line in zone 1, and that is fixed.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
And now Southwest has decided that, and they made money on being the allergy-respective, no-nuts airline.
In 2018, they said, no more nuts. We're not having them. People with nut allergies, we are the airline for you. But now they're bringing back pistachios, which has drawn a huge outcry from the nut allergy community, who are upset now that they have to worry about nut allergies on the plane.
They've got a movement. They're not a small group of people.
Boy, they're loud. These nut people. These people are nuts. Do you think this is a legitimate concern that people should be very upset about? Or, I mean, years ago, here's a question about nut allergies.
Sure.
Do you believe in them? No, I'm just joking. They have increased dramatically.
This is such a funny conversation we're having here with you guys because we've had this similar conversation, not about nuts specifically or Southwest Airlines, but about the increased allergies of people.
Yes.
And there's an old Chris Rock joke I can't say on the air, but to paraphrase, no one from Rwanda was lactose intolerant, right? And people have been eating bread for as long as there have been people on this planet.
Yeah.
And we were having the conversation amongst our family about a week or so ago that food has changed, not people. When it was just grain making bread, everybody in the world could eat bread. When you start genetically engineering and modifying and pesticiding and growing in bulk and mass, all these things.
There I will agree with you.
Yeah.
They have added all these preservatives, all these horrible things into our food.
They've changed the way we grow food and produce food and sell food and consume food.
We have like 400 ingredients that we commonly use in foods in the United States. This is a big part of like Trump's election thing with RFKJ, that Maha movement, that whole thing.
Yeah.
A big part of that was we have all these preservatives and horrible things that they've been putting into our foods because it makes it cheaper for them to produce and it stores for a lot longer.
It's right. We can produce it better. We can produce more and it stores and doesn't go bad.
That is not allowed. That European countries they've never approved. They said, no, we do not accept any of these things. So companies who make our food produce separate foods for America and then separate healthier foods go to European countries.
Right,
when's the last time you went to Italy and everybody's like, why does the food in Italy taste so good? Because it's all pretty natural and it's good for you.
Yep. They made it the last 2 days ago, maybe,
today.
The pasta today.
Or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
That chicken was running around the yard this afternoon.
Exactly.
I swear to you.
Yeah, 100%. So, but I totally agree with you that the conversation about like what we're putting in foods and are people getting more allergies to bad things in foods, totally agree.
And to RFK Jr., that spoke to a lot of Americans.
Oh, hugely.
Really?
Yeah. I'm married to a woman who said, hey,
I got 4 boys to raise.
The thing that she cares super high priority is long-term health of her kids, what she's feeding her kids. I mean, that's her domain, right?
Perfect.
She's a stay-at-home mom.
Yep.
She wants to make sure that she's like doing what she can to have her kids be as healthy as possible. And thank God. Anyway, but specifically with nuts, you can't add too much to a nut. A nut is a nut, right?
Right.
But the allergies for nuts have skyrocketed. So nut allergies are. I agree with you on like the rest of the foods. So we've added a lot of things.
Yeah. So why is it now that nuts are more allergy-inducing than ever?
Why are so many people allergic to nuts?
Is it? You think our bodies have changed? The chemical makeup of our bodies have changed with all the other processed and modified and engineered foods that we put in.
I don't think
it's
that's
a different base than other people. The kids in the 50s eating nuts was a different body than a kid today eating nuts.
Are you saying like all the chemicals that we've ingested have changed the way that we're processing nuts that haven't changed?
I don't know. I don't have a worm in my brain.
I don't know either.
You have to have a worm in your brain to know these things. I don't have that element to my thinking process.
I don't either.
I don't know. I don't know why it is. And maybe we're just more aware of it than we used to be. Maybe we're more tolerant of it than used to be. And when you were a kid going to school, nobody ever was nut allergy conscious, right? When my youngest went to school, you couldn't bring peanut butter to that class.
Still.
You could. It's still right. Your kids going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And Southwest made a lot of money. They were the no nut airline to a lot of people with allergies. That's exclusively where they would fly.
People are very upset about it.
They did like an extensive study on.
Delicious.
But they did an extensive study on nuts that were the least intrusive into allergy people.
Yeah.
And pistachios were the ones.
I mean, it's not like they're throwing a peanut at these people.
And you can't do that.
It's a pistachio.
But you and I can bring peanuts on our own.
Yep.
We can bring peanuts and eat them in our seat. If the guy next to me swells up like a balloon, his problem, not mine.
That's not our problem. Although I wouldn't do that.
A lot of airlines will accommodate an allergy person, move them to a better seat, not near a nut eater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's a very interesting topic. We got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We will be right back.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Touchdown Seahawks! Steve Rabel made the catch.
Number 96, Cortez Kennedy. He was as wide as he was tall, and he was in the backfield terrorizing quarterbacks and throwing them to the ground and wrapping up running backs and throwing them to the ground before they knew what hit them.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
You can count on the Seattle Times for trusted local news and information. The Seattle Times is one of the few independent, locally owned news organizations in the country right here in the Pacific Northwest. Take a closer look with the Seattle Times. Dig into investigative journalism that holds those in power accountable. Discover a new perspective. Gain a deeper understanding. Learn something new about where we live. Subscribe today and don't miss a beat at seattletimes.com/subscribe.
If you're a veteran struggling with your monthly bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage has some good news for you.
Rates have dropped recently, and this could be a great time for our veterans to think about a cash-out refinance to get out of your high-interest rate debt. For example, one of our clients had a 2.25% VA loan, but he owed more than $155,000 on credit cards and a home equity loan. So we paid off all of that debt and replaced his mortgage with a VA cash-out refinance. And the new VA loan saved him $1,268 per month. So give us a call and see if a VA cash-out refi can help save you money. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you can help non-veterans as well.
That's right. If you have a conventional loan, we'll run the numbers and see if we can help save you money, too.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts, Best Mortgage. Call now, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. 2 federal judges have ruled the Trump administration must continue to fund the SNAP food aid program. The rulings come just a day before the payments were to be halted. Democratic state officials had filed suit. Pennsylvania's Governor Josh Shapiro.
It's going to take about 10 days for them to be able to get those dollars flowing to SNAP recipients again. And number 2, given this administration and its propensity to ignore the rule of law, I don't trust that they're going to follow this judge's ruling.
It's not just SNAP benefits that were to be affected by the government shutdown starting tomorrow. Also, open enrollment begins for the Obamacare marketplace. Julie Rovner of KFF Health News.
People are starting to go to the websites that have the prices on them and see some of these, in some cases, skyrocketing prices for what they might be expected to pay for insurance next year.
Meanwhile, in Washington, CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns.
Once again, I'm talking to you from a virtually empty Capitol. Lawmakers are not here. This is headed towards possibly the longest shutdown in history, and there really is no end in sight.
And the flight delays are stacking up due to shortages of air traffic controllers from Austin to Boston. CBS's Christian Benavidez is in Orlando, where he's been talking to flyers.
Well, passengers overall are extremely frustrated. They know that the holidays are coming up, and they wonder, well, if it looks like this now and there doesn't seem to be some sort of end coming anytime soon to this, could this extend into the holidays?
The UN Human Rights Office today blasted the Trump administration's strikes against alleged drug boats.
These attacks and their mounting human cost are unacceptable.
Linda Kenyon reports there are now some unusual flight restrictions for parts of the Caribbean.
The Federal Aviation Administration has announced temporary flight restrictions for special security reasons off the southeast coast of Puerto Rico. The order is notable given recent U.S. military strikes against what the administration claims are drug smuggling boats in the Caribbean, most of them from Venezuela. President Trump was asked on Air Force One if he was considering airstrikes within Venezuela.
Is that true? No.
The U.S. has built up a large military presence in the Caribbean with fighter jets, warships, and thousands of troops. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
The FBI says it thwarted a potential terrorist attack targeting Halloween in Michigan. 5 people were arrested today, aged 16 to 20. On Wall Street, stocks finished higher. The Nasdaq up 143. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
The governor's mansion hosts trick-or-treaters later tonight. Details coming up. But first, we head over to the traffic desk with Lori.
The traffic is brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. State Route 18 eastbound, just a little bit before the Issaquah-Hobart Road, we cleared a stall, and I am seeing a little bit of a slowdown as you head past the scene. Southbound I-5 slows through Fife, about an 8-minute delay if you're heading to Tacoma. Lakewood to Federal Way, now 18 minutes, and Linwood to Seattle is a 22-minute drive, increasing now Bellevue to Federal away is 44 minutes. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest, the best place to watch all your favorite sports, featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, kiosks, and more. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. I'm Lori, KIRO, real-time traffic.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
And good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. A local neighborhood community is fighting to turn the now vacant Fred Meyer location in South Tacoma into an emergency food center for people about to lose SNAP benefits. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
City officials have asked the South End Neighborhood Council to be patient as Chair Andrea Hogue also awaits a decision on a $250,000 grant from Kroger, Fred Meyer's parent company.
And we're going to try to do it, but we're just people and we have no resources. We operate on $333.33 a month.
Her group wants to turn the vacant 15,000 square foot Fred Meyer lot in Tacoma into a space for feeding families and supporting small businesses. Now that the lease is available, Fred Meyer closed shop earlier this year. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A boating accident near Forks has left a man and a 7-year-old son dead. A Port Orchard man also missing. Authorities say a boat overturned around noon Thursday along the Bogachil River. A fourth person in the boat was able to save himself by grabbing onto a tree. He's the one who called 911. A Walla Walla man is headed to prison for shooting a state trooper. Brandon O'Neill was sentenced yesterday to 25 years behind bars. King TV reports O'Neill ambushed Trooper Dean Atkinson Jr. in 2022. Court documents show O'Neill left a note threatening to kill any officers sent to evict him. He fired several shots at Atkinson while the trooper sat in his patrol car. Atkinson was hit in the face and hand, but managed to drive himself to a hospital. The governor's mansion is getting in the holiday spirit, that Halloween spirit, that is, with a Star Wars theme party. Trick-or-treaters can stop by the executive residence in Olympia from 6 to 7:30 tonight. WSP troopers will be on site providing security. And now the weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Increasing clouds and rain is on the way, getting really heavy later this evening, 55 for the high. Right now it's cloudy and 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. This is normally the time that we get to on Fridays where we get to look back and we get to find out what our favorite audio from the week has been. Could be stories that we're interested in, could be just phenomenal audio, it could actually be stories that don't even have audio associated with it. We just want to kind of hit again.
We don't always have a woman resuscitating a drunken baby raccoon. You don't always have that kind of gold mine every week.
Boy, I wish we did.
We had a great week, though.
I wish we did.
I know. We had a great week.
It was a meth raccoon, right?
Well, was it drunk? Was some?
I think it was high on meth. Oh. Yeah, it was a dark.
Well, that was the lady. Lady pulled over. The raccoon had her meth pipe.
Yeah.
This was lady, the baby raccoon had crawled into a dumpster.
Oh, that was a different raccoon resuscitation.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But she saved it.
She did. And
it saved that little
scooted
raccoon
away.
Yeah. And she got to set it free, and it was adorable.
Happy days.
Baby raccoons are just about as cute as it gets. All right. We got a lot of stuff to get to. So, Spike, Laura, you're still getting a piece of audio here, so we're going to have Spike jump into his. What was the story that jumped out at you this week?
My story this week was about the city of Redmond using AI in law enforcement.
Yes.
And we spoke to Chief Darrell Lowe, who came on the phone. Wonderful, wonderful man. In fact, by the way, we had Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes on this week. Mm-hmm. And if you missed that, it's available for you on the YouTube channel, on our podcast.
On the YouTubes.
And go back and look for the interview with the Redmond Chief of Police, because we talked about how AI is being incorporated into their department to not like solve crimes, but to do the legwork, the hours of manpower required to solve crimes, freeing up his staff to do, to do the real work.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I've done this now a few times. I haven't incorporated it some people use AI for everything now, and it really is amazing. It's like having a whole nother brain.
It's having a whole team.
Comb through stuff really fast. So you can take a document that's, say, 300 pages long, like a really boring bill that might be proposed or some piece of legislation, and you could say, boil this down to look for this specific thing in this bill. And it will do that, almost like a word search. It will say, like, summarize this bill, and it will give it to you in seconds. And so the Redmond PD is using this now because when you have these cases, you have all of these files. You have all these reports that are filed. I mean, they're required to do all these things, which are great. That's for prosecutors.
That's the evidence you have to go through to do detective work. This particular case that the chief brought to our attention, AI listened to 60 hours of recorded phone calls from a jail.
Think about that.
And listened to these 60 hours instead of just having an officer dedicating 60 straight hours to listening to these tapes.
A dedicated detective sitting there for 60 hours.
Right.
That's a week and a half of paid work.
Doing nothing else.
Or you stick it through AI, and AI listens to it real fast.
And they came up with this solution. And AI isn't solving the crimes, but they're sorting through the evidence to find
you what you need.
And let the detective solve that crime.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. But then the chief said something that blew my mind, and that they have a drone program in Redmond. It's one of the leading drone programs in America for law enforcement. That he can actually have. Were you able to find it? It's okay.
We're still working on it.
He said he can have a drone anywhere in the city of Redmond in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
And when you call 911, the 911 dispatcher decides what your emergency will require, whether it's fire or police or whatever it might be. But the police department, if it's deemed that an officer needs to respond, they can have a drone anywhere in the city in 90 seconds to give first eyeballs on the crime scene.
And I forget what the number was. It's like an approximation, but I think he said in like 17%.
That's exactly what I
17%
of the time. 17% of the time, this drone was the first responder. It was deemed we know what's going on. The officer doesn't. We don't need
a uniform.
Right. Everybody's short on manpower.
Yeah.
This kind of technology is an answer. It's a godsend.
And the other cool thing about this drone footage that they collect is it's admissible for prosecutors in solving these crimes.
Yes.
It's evidence. You're literally
like
filming the person.
It's like a body cam.
It's a body cam.
Anywhere in the city in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Somebody's walking out of the store with a shopping cart full of stolen goods, and the police can't get there. And
What's that hovering above my head? Don't worry about it.
Not only do you see his face with this high-def technology, you can follow him with the drone, see exactly where he's going.
Now, there are cities that don't want this. So we had Sean Barnes on the show.
Right.
Seattle Police Department Chief Sean Barnes. And great guy. Really enjoyed our conversation with him. Again, if you didn't hear it, go back and listen to the podcast. But we were talking with him, and we asked him, because this was the day after we talked to Chief Lowe, we said, would you guys in Seattle do something like this? And he said, Seattle does not have an appetite for drones, as much as he would like to see that technology used.
He understands the value of it, yeah.
And he says he's friends with Lowe, and he likes what Lowe's doing, and he thinks it's great, but Seattle does not have an appetite for it. And he was even telling us that if they were to implement something like that, and I don't know if this is what's happening in Redmond, I tend to think it's not, but if they were to implement something like that, the drone would have to follow the same path that a patrol cruiser would follow if it were going to a 911 call.
Yeah.
So, which to me defeats the point of having something that flies.
Right.
Because you can fly over roads, and you don't have to take a left now on 73rd.
Exactly, and there were severe privacy concerns in Seattle, which I respect that people have concerns about privacy, and I'm with them. But if it keeps the cops from making the city as safe as it can possibly be, I don't.
But my counter to that was everything that police do now is on a body cam.
Yeah,
and they are responding to calls all the time, and on the way, filming things that are not part of the crime, and yet still we don't have a problem with that.
Like dash cams, body cams?
Yeah, so why would you have a problem with a drone when you know that the technology is so advanced and so good at responding? In fact, they use it. I think occasionally they do use that for.
He said they have a drone program in Seattle that they do use, but not to the extent that they're able to do that in Redmond because they have different rules.
Don't they borrow Redmond's drones?
You're right. Chief Barnes did say that they employ in another community as well. I don't want to misquote, but he said there was another community that they use as well, that they will partner with other departments.
And as we get closer to the World Cup coming to Seattle, that's going to be something that. There's a whole separate bunch of security that's happening for World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
And part of the way that they secure those arena and the giant arena, obviously there's a massive amount of crowds that are going to show up for these things. You can't police that. There's just not enough cops to get through all those crowds. And so part of their surveillance to make sure that everything is as it should be, they're going to be using drones. Were you surprised when you heard him say that?
Not really, because if you look at the scope of what's coming to Seattle next year, they're going to be using facial recognition technology. They're going to be using drone technology. It's the only way to keep people safe.
Sure. I mean,
So,
yeah, you're going to have a ton of folks in town.
You're going to
How
have a
do you
ton of
police
folks
that?
in town, new folks in town that we've
So
never seen before.
we already see them using it effectively when they want to.
Yeah.
It seems like it makes perfect sense to
we
me.
hear so few great news stories, I think, from law enforcement communities. They're having such a hard time, and they're fighting an uphill battle most days. To hear news like that, I've just loved hearing it.
Can we, this is another one. I think this is actually an honorable mention, but we had a really great conversation with Charles Charles Prestrud, I'm sorry.
Oh, the op-ed about light rail.
Yes. He did an op-ed. He's the transportation director at Washington Policy Center, and he's been studying transportation for 3 decades, 30 years, almost as long as Spike's been alive, right? Because
almost.
You're 29
again.
Yeah,
I'm finally getting it right.
So for 30 years, this guy's been studying transportation, so he knows his stuff, and he was saying basically in the op-ed, it would be folly to keep sending good money after bad if they keep spending money on this thing. And you and I were both pleasantly surprised. There's plans inside Sound Transit to spend. We've talked about this many times, but their plans are to finish everything they need to finish. It's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $180 billion.
Right.
But what they have currently done and built has only been about $20 billion, which leads you and I to ask the question, like,
we're racing to the microphone to say, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
If
Where
we got what we got for $20 billion, we asked him, how can you possibly spend another 160? What were you doing?
And he had, I think, one of the smartest suggestions. I don't know how this would happen, but I think this is so smart. He has a pitch for Sound Transit and for the voters in Washington State. There is a path forward that doesn't mean that we have to throw a lot of good money after bad. And listen to this and tell me if you can make a good argument against this, because I think this guy just makes perfect sense. Here it is.
Here's what I would like to see Sound Transit do. Put together a revised plan that doesn't build any more light rail, just makes the existing parts they've built work better, takes some of the funding that they wouldn't spend on light rail and give it to the local transit agencies, Metro, CT, Pearson, Everett, for them to improve their service. Set aside just a little bit more to work on automated, like robo-taxis, because they're going to be here way before Sound Transit can build any of these light rail extensions. And it's a good way that you can provide mobility to people who don't live near a light rail station.
Yeah, who can't make it over to a train track.
Which is most of the population in the region. And they would still save so much money that they could discontinue collecting the property tax, which would be a nice little break to people who are trying to pay the rent or pay their property tax bill, which, by the way, is due tomorrow.
I really did. When he said that, I felt like I was, even though he came up with it, but I felt like I was having an epiphany.
A light bulb went off.
Didn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
Does this make perfect sense? And you're a guy who loves trains.
I do.
Like, you support the Sound Transit,
I do
the light rail
support it.
system?
I think it's, without it, we'd be even in deeper boat that we're in now. I mean, it's roads are going to keep getting crowded, more congested.
Sure.
And if light rail, even if it takes 1.5% of the population off the roads, they'd be in front of me if it weren't for light rail. So the money's already being spent. But then again, there's $160 billion still waiting to go.
But you hear this guy making so much perfect sense. Why wouldn't that be adopted? Why wouldn't they say, hey, you know what? Let's call good enough good enough. We're going to say, like right now, people are spending about $1,700 per household.
Right, after what's been spent so far, the $25
based
million.
on what's been spent so far.
Yeah.
So that number is going to increase over time. That's a lot of money coming out of your pocket every single year. I think that's a really good motivator for people who go, hey, you know what? Let's call good enough good.
Good enough, good enough.
Like, I would stop criticizing it. One of the main reasons I'm criticizing is just when I think it's a bad idea and it's a huge boondoggle and making a lot of people rich who whatever. But it doesn't seem to be a good use of money. I just saw a story today. We were talking about this earlier. They were saying that the Linwood Light Rail Station, obviously it's having like parking issues.
Oh, since day one.
Nobody can park there because they didn't build enough parking.
Up and down the line, there's not enough parking.
And so what they said, the solution was from Light Rail, they said, well, we're not going to expand the parking because we can't. There's nowhere else to go. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to suggest that you actually go to the other off-site parking garage, which is too far away to walk. So we're going to also tell you, you should also be planning to arrive early enough to park at the off-site spot because you're not going to get the other spot that you really want.
Okay.
And then we want you to learn the bus schedule and to jump onto a bus, a metro, and get over to the light rail and then get to work. And when you're asking people to do like 2-3 steps removed just to get to work, that's not a good argument.
They're going to stay in their car.
Of course.
I'll go park at the light rail station and get on the train and come in. I'll take my bike to the light rail station. I'm not going to go park at a different thing, then get on a bus to the light rail station, then get on the train.
That makes no sense.
You're supposed to make it easy for people.
Yes.
You're not supposed to be swimming upstream.
How can we move this forward? What do we do? Is this an initiative that has to happen?
I think it is. Well, you said during the interview yesterday, can we vote on this? That thing.
Do you think people would vote against this? I think
dropping another $160 billion. I think you might have a shot.
I think there would be very strong opposition from the local politicians.
Sure.
Who have their entire careers now have been built around talking about how vital this is for the community.
So money in politics is going to be the deciding factor, right?
100%.
It sucks because if common sense were the deciding factor, as it's supposed to be, I think.
But it could give people a second opportunity because we've all said that the original price that they proposed, $53 billion.
Right.
Now being told it's almost $200 billion, probably north of $200 billion when they're all finished. Everybody acknowledges, Seattle Times, everybody, when you read about it, they'll say, well, if we'd known the actual cost, we wouldn't have done it.
Right. That's why they sold us at 53.
But now we have an opportunity, maybe some way. Like maybe there's a little tiny sliver of light that we can all walk into the light. Oh, that would be so lovely.
Let's not give up on this. Let's
figure it out. Yeah. Let's you and I figure this out, and then we'll be heroes. We'll save everybody money. Yeah. They're going to love us. I got to pay this off real fast because I said I would.
Oh, thank you. This is your Halloween costume. For those of you who aren't watching the YouTube channel today, I came in the festive spirit of the holiday season as Andy Dufresne.
And I also showed up.
I was kidding to you. Hold on. Inmate 37927 from Shawshank Redemption. I got the Rita Hayworth poster behind me on the wall.
He's a number now, not a name.
Laura showed up today in full Dorothy Gale from The Wizard of Oz.
Red shoes and all.
Ruby slippers and all,
Can we
folks.
raise this camera up a little bit, Andrew? For
and you promised your sons, your family, that you would come in your costume because your family's going today as
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, all of you. All of you.
You might notice this is not an official Hagrid robe. This is actually a Jedi robe.
Did you? Oh, I thought maybe you bought it from Spirit Halloween. It's called Husky Groundskeeper.
Yeah. See this?
Being sold as Husky Groundskeeper.
You will not vote for light rail. You will not vote for it.
I bought this at Spirit of Halloween. It was listed as innocent convict. Is how it was listed. It wasn't listed as Andy Dufresne.
You had to come into jail to become.
Yeah.
Everyone else out there is.
Okay, so you got
all right, so I got this
big old
stupid robe on, and then I'm going to do this because I promised my kids that I would, and this is a part that I'm hating right now, and I don't want to be doing this, but I've got a lot of Hagrid hair to put on here, and the problem.
It's awful. It's
disgusting.
It's a beard and a wig, right?
How do we feel about people dressing up? I mean, do we?
Is it giant cultural appropriation? Is that what you're doing here? Is that what you're worried about?
That's no problem. But is it fun for people to dress up, or do we feel like
adults at work?
It's just silly.
Well, that's a great question for the audience. Obviously, you know how I feel, you feel, Laura feels. We did this. Sully was full costume today. Paul was in full costume today.
I'm not looking like Hagrid as much as I'm just looking crazy. I look like Moses is who I look like.
You ever see Meaning of Life? Or Life of Brian, I should say. Life of Brian.
Stone him to death.
Ridiculous.
All right, women here.
All right. Does this look like Hagrid to you?
Yes. It's incredible. It's uncanny.
I'm really disappointed you didn't do the whole show like this.
I feel a little more like, it looks a little more like Jesus, doesn't it? Just a tiny bit?
A little bit. You got a little vibe there, yeah.
He doesn't have the same hair. But
you could pivot, get a little 10 Commandments, repurpose the tombstone.
It looks more like Moses than Jesus.
Yeah,
That's really
I think
good.
it is Moses, yeah.
That's good.
What serious topic can we discuss right now where I'm
as
wearing
you're
such
dressed
a
as
ridiculous
this?
outfit? I feel like a Muppet in this thing.
I feel like homelessness should be the topic we discuss as you dress like
you know
this.
What?
But
listen, we can discuss this because I do feel like kind of an earthy figure. Bill Gates, this is actually some good audio.
Okay.
Bill Gates said this the other day. Bill Gates
is this your Friday favorite?
This is my Friday favorite.
This revelation from Bill Gates?
This revelation.
Yeah.
As I look like this biblical character. This revelation. Okay, Bill Gates recently said that he no longer thinks that we're going to be doomed because of climate change, which is nice for the kids because, as Vice President Kamala Harris said, they're all worried about climate anxiety. They don't want to have kids because of it.
Right.
And they should be voting at 16, which we agree is a mistake. But this is what Bill Gates said in just recently. Listen to this.
Not just everything should be solely for climate. Wasn't the goal here to improve human lives? Climate is super important, but has to be considered in terms of overall human welfare.
Which I think he's making a really good point. For a long time, he was saying, like, if we don't stop cows from passing gas, the world is doomed, and that's why you have to stop eating meat, and you got to start eating bugs and all that stuff. And now, I think he has there's one of two things happening. Either he has changed his financial motivations and he has an investment that he's pushing now. Because a lot of this is about money.
Sure.
A lot of it's about money.
Oftentimes, they follow the money, yeah.
Follow the money.
Yeah.
Que bono, right? Who benefits? Is it que bono or...
I don't speak Spanish.
But Bill Gates, it's either about money, or he has genuinely decided that, yes, the world is not going to end. And is it possible he just feels like selling that idea is no longer viable, and so he's just moving on to something else? Like, how are you? Do you think that he really believes that the world is not ending?
Well, from what I took from his...
For a long time, he said it was ending.
Yeah, and he said it was calamitous. If we don't change now, there's no turning back. I think what he's saying now is, it seems, from what I've read from his 17-page memo,
yeah,
he said what we should be focusing on is providing for the least among us who are going to be inevitably impacted by climate change.
He said, don't bankrupt them.
Right.
Yeah, we're bankrupting these people.
Let's work on surviving this, not like, it's now or never.
100%.
So let's just work on
100%
surviving.
Right. Oh, nice. I like this music.
This is great.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so that's our Friday favorites, and we have a lot more coming up. I think Chris Sullivan is joining us next, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Be in studio.
One final pass at Halloween.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
We haven't mentioned this. Maybe it's Fall Back Sunday night, right?
Is it really?
Fall Back, yeah, it is. We get an extra hour Sunday night.
I love to sleep.
Yeah, or Saturday morning. Saturday night, Sunday morning, yeah.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. Be right back.
A KIRO Newsradio exclusive.
This is Charlie Harder. I've spent the past 6 weeks investigating a story involving a youth pastor, child abuse, a mayor, and a name change, all while civic leaders appear to look the other way.
I've read the police report. It is horrible. It is sickening.
There's some level of calculation there.
You have to make it right.
How does no one have a problem with it?
Watch the full story at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
Looking for a high school that nurtures both the mind and spirit?
Archbishop Murphy High School is where academic excellence meets faith-based education. With a 100% graduation rate and a college prep program designed to challenge and inspire, our students are prepared for whatever the future holds. But it's more than just academics. Archbishop Murphy's robust athletics, arts, and co-curricular activities ensure that every student finds their passion and thrives. Archbishop Murphy High School believes in educating the whole person. That's why we offer a vibrant campus life where students grow not only academically, but also spiritually, socially, and physically. Don't just take our word for it. See it for yourself. Schedule a visit and discover how Archbishop Murphy High School can help your students succeed. Visit am-hs.org. IRG Physical and Hand Therapy proudly supports Archbishop Murphy High School, where your story begins. am-hs.org. Many retirees are enjoying the retirement lifestyle, but not the high cost of living. We're here with our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage, who says a reverse mortgage may provide some stress relief.
If you're struggling with your mortgage payments or other bills, or maybe you just like some extra money, a reverse mortgage allows you to tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You've worked hard to build up that equity in your home. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
But as you always say, a reverse mortgage is not for everyone.
That's right. Avoid the high-pressure sales pitch from those out-of-state call centers. I give you a consultation, not a sales pitch. I'll tell you if a reverse mortgage is right for you, and I always tell you if it's not.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts. Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts, and debt consolidation specialists too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Guys, want long-term health you can count on? It starts with knowing your numbers. Right now, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering a comprehensive wellness panel, a $400 value for just $99. It checks your testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. Take control of your health today and stay strong for the long haul. Offer ends November 30th. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com today. Must medically qualify. Terms apply. Contact us for full offer details.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll now receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to keep paying for food stamps during the government shutdown. Democratic leaders had filed suit to keep SNAP benefits flowing. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
I sure hope the Trump administration does not appeal and instead adheres to the rule of law and follows this judge's ruling.
New York's governor is calling for the release of funds immediately. It's not just SNAP benefits that were to stop tomorrow.
Also tomorrow is when open enrollment begins for the Obamacare marketplace, and that is where Democrats say that people are going to be getting alerts saying that their premiums are going to skyrocket, in their words. That's a pressure point.
And CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns reports Capitol Hill is virtually empty.
Still, at this point, a month into this, the leadership of the two parties are not talking to each other.
CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Across Washington, government agencies and nonprofits are scrambling to help residents who will lose their SNAP food benefits at midnight. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports Governor Ferguson is diverting funds to help stock food banks, but nonprofits say it's not enough.
The warning from nonprofits to the 930,000 SNAP recipients across Washington: brace yourselves for empty accounts. Despite $2 million being directed to food banks by Governor Bob Ferguson, Jamie Lynn Wheeler with Northwest Harvest says it now comes down to the kindness of others.
I've even seen, with Halloween around the corner, people talking about
trying to provide packaged food from their front doors that way.
Companies like Instagram, DoorDash, and GoPuff are rolling out discounts for SNAP recipients. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The Seattle Sounders want new money and maybe a new home. ESPN reports the team is seeking major outside investment for the first time since 2009. The goal is to fund development and possibly build a soccer-specific stadium by the 2030s. Their lease at Lumen Field runs through 2032, so planning starts now. The Sounders say they've hired an outside group to lead the search for investors. Construction is going to make it hard to get around this weekend. 2 southbound lanes of I-5 will be closed across the Ship Canal Bridge from later tonight through Monday morning. All southbound lanes of 405 will close through Renton all weekend. WashDOT did postpone their project, though, on northbound 405 through Kirkland due to the weather. And now let's check out that real-time traffic. Here's Lori at the real-time traffic desk.
Traffic is brought to you by Global Credit Union. A collision on I-5 southbound. It's near Lakewood, north city limits there, and it looks like a big backup. 2 right lanes are blocked. Both directions of I-5 pretty heavy between 512 and State Route 16, and then again at State Route 18. On 18 eastbound at Issaquah Hobart, we have a stall. It actually cleared, but there's still a little bit of a slowdown. Southbound I-5, a little slow through 5, about an 8-minute delay to Tacoma. Let's see, Linwood to Seattle, 28 minutes right now, and Bellevue to Federal Way, an hour of making that about a 3-minute delay. Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts, early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Thanks, Lori. Your weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A soaker coming up in store for our trick-or-treaters tonight, up to a half-inch of rain by midnight around the Sound. Rain expected to pick up around 4 this afternoon in Seattle. Right now, it's looking spooky out there. Dark and cloudy, 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Very excited to have Chris Sullivan in, who posted a very funny photo of himself. Your Halloween decoration, or your Halloween costume this year,
I am SR167.
Oh,
67. in my normal, the hat that my hard hat and vest that I wear.
This is the choke points guy.
Yeah, pretty much. But again, with
so he will
7.
People can see that on check him out on X, and it's great.
I'm trying to kill that by being an adult who recognizes.
I'm trying to help. People should check him out on X and then show your kids.
So you're 167. How much do I get? $2? What
is it? Do you have a good to go account?
Oh, I do.
Okay, well, good. No, you don't need the extra $2.
Excellent.
Perfect.
I could make bank.
You could make bank.
Just stand out there and collect. That's a scam.
We're going to need a lot of dimes.
Yeah.
We're going to need a lot of dimes.
Go back to town.
Sorry, Blazing Saddles. Look it up. Google it.
Can we talk real fast about? Okay, so it is Halloween. Everybody's excited. We're a couple hours away from kids trick or treating and the rain.
Oh my God, is this a couple hours from right now?
I know. We're getting ready.
They get early.
So, Chris, you decorate the house a lot?
Big time. I love doing it. I mean, it was a young neighborhood when we got there. The kids were young. A lot of the kids have grown up, but now they're younger siblings and other people have moved in. So, yeah, I love doing stuff for the kids to make it fun and interesting. I mean, just because I love Halloween. I was always a fun holiday. So I like to make it fun for the kids.
I saw an article earlier today, and they were basically asking the question, has Halloween decorations gone a little bit too far? Has it gotten too scary for kids?
New York Times piece.
There was a Times piece, and then there was another piece that I saw too. And it is a general question. We deal with this with our kids every year. We walk them around the neighborhoods and stuff. Right. And there have been houses where the kids kind of pull up short, and they're making an assessment. They're like, is this candy worth it? Because they're really, some people get really into it.
Oh yeah.
And do you have any decorations like that?
I try to have it more as the illusion of horror and the campy kind of stuff, because I'm not the guy that has the hooks hanging down from Saw with people's body parts on them. I can see where some of that's. Oh yeah. Oh God. There's a couple of houses in our neighborhood that go like full on Saw.
Body parts hanging on hooks from the tree
from the trees in their yard, and some of the animatronic stuff. I try to do the campy stuff, so I put really scary things in my windows and then
Like jump
backlight
scare.
them.
Yeah.
So like when you're walking up the driveway, there's a giant clown face looking out from and then some skeletons over here. There's a skeleton in the front door whose front window is like pulling down the blinds. I put a couple of animatronic things in the around the doors in the house, and then I blacklight 2 of the 3 lights I have in front of my house.
Good golly.
I keep one white, a bright white, so that the younger kids
Feel
will
safe.
have a little thing, and then when you walk up the door, their little eyes flashing in the bushes, and then I have a strobe over the door and a couple of little fun things.
Well, we're
there.
out of time.
Look at this guy.
And the thing is, what I love is because I love sitting to the front door, and then I listen because the kids love the decorations, and then the little ones though, you can hear them. You can hear them kind of whimpering and not quite sure. And you hear the parents. As soon as I hear that, I just open the door. I go, "It's okay, it's all right." You know, it's okay because I know a couple of them. They see me. They're like, "Look at this guy there tonight." I'm not sure what they're going to see.
My favorite thing, 167.
So yeah, because I mean, I get it. I'm kind of at the point where the little ones are a little scared, but most of what once you're like 7, 8, I think they kind of get the idea. This is kind of silly, but I'm kind of going all out. To kind of, because I like having the kids have a good time, but I agree some of the stuff could get a little rough.
You're also hiding something. You said you have dead bodies that you bury, that you hang
we've got one of those little bodies that looks like it's been tied up, hanging from a tree, and it shakes.
Oh my God!
But you walk past it, and it's shaking the whole time.
Okay,
Plus, some of my animatronic things make noise and play eerie songs. There's the Psycho song is playing the whole time in the background.
Oh, well, when I come to your house tonight. What's your age cutoff for trick-or-treaters? Can I come by?
You know what?
As long as I'm in costume, I'm okay?
No, if you're going out tonight in the rain, you're getting something. I don't care. We don't get as many as we used to. Everyone does really well. We've had a couple of kids come back and forth for I know their costumes. And then they've switched masks.
Oh, we've done that.
They're okay, you're coming back to the house.
We did that.
So no, I don't care. We've had some teens come up, probably as old as 16, 17. I don't care. They come a little bit later. Yeah. Like, fine. I'd rather have you out doing this than doing something
egg in my house
silly. And if I give good candy and show that I'm giving the effort, that keeps me from getting egged.
Yeah, you got to feed
because I'm putting in the effort. I love the holiday, but I'm to the edge. But I do agree some of the things can be a little.
It's the body bags. The body bags. I think are
the realistic
you're getting
stuff.
close to a line there.
I've never seen body parts hanging on meat hooks. That just seems crazy.
You really need to spend more time at the Spirit Halloween shop. No. One popped up next to your house just in the last 5 minutes.
I better get there. They close quickly.
Tomorrow.
My youngest worked at Spirit for 3 seasons in a row before college got to be too intrusive. Yes, I mean I get the Spirit Halloween thing. They come, they go fast. I love the Halloween. It's a holiday of personal expression.
Yeah,
it's when it's the one holiday that's for you alone. I mean, you can share candy, all thing, but a Christmas is about giving other people stuff. It's not really about getting stuff. Halloween is about the individual that you get to express your inner whatever, demon, angel, Dorothy, whoever it is.
Yeah.
But that's what I love about Halloween. But I saw a clown carrying a kid in a cage. I mean, a decoration. Right, 12-foot, one of those, horrible, scary clowns, which I think, first off, I'm not a fan of, but it's got a little kid in a cage. That's too much.
That's too much.
I get your freak side. Celebrate your freak side. But remember that there's, like Sully said, there's little kids walking around.
It's a child's holiday.
It is, man.
It's for children. I understand, people dress, adults go out and have fun, and that's a whole different thing, and who cares? That's great.
Yeah.
But when you're around the trick-or-treating part, we walked up to a house a couple years ago, and I know this guy because I was on the HOA with him. And I started looking at him a little bit different after I saw his decorations because I thought he was just a normal dude. And then we walk up to his house, and it was some dark stuff. And we didn't even we didn't even walk up his walkway. We stopped at the curb. And my kids, my oldest at the time I think he was only 8. And so it would have been 8, 6, and 4. And they all stopped at the curb, and they went, whoa. I'm not going up to that house.
The kids are weighing, is this candy worth it?
Yeah,
seriously. And my wife and I, we literally shuffled them down the street trying to keep their eyes, avert your eyes, children. And it was a lot of the bags that you're talking about. They had a lot of dead bag people hanging from the thing. They had a guy who had hung himself right near the door. Yeah. And I was just you're asking a 4-year-old to go try to get a mini little fun-sized chocolate bar, and they have to walk by somebody who's just done that. It was dark.
That 4-year-old saw it on TikTok earlier today. They're really desensitized.
That's true.
I mean, it's really tame by today's standards.
That's
the quote Bart Simpson from one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes.
But it is fun. It is fun walking the kids around.
It is
it's just
it's
like seeing it through their eyes is the best.
Yeah, I miss going out with Tom, because you could see all the other neighborhood. Now I just love and listen for the little screams and whimpers by my door.
Still
or the other kids go, or
trauma
when something pops up, you hear a kid go, "Whoa!" I'm like, "Oh, Holly, there's somebody at the door. How do you know?" Well, I can hear them outside.
Did you ever hide?
No, I don't. I'm not a big jump scare kind of guy. I kind of let you see it, and it's not going to do anything that you're not expecting.
You mentioned animatronics at Spirit Halloween.
Like bats,
right.
like a giant ghost.
They got the jump scare animatronics now. I mean, kids just run screaming.
Like my kids always want to go to Home Depot because they have that big line of stuff, and then they run down. They just hit the hit me sign thing, or push me or whatever it is.
Yeah, try that in the dark, kid. See what you're
doing.
But
but you're right. They're massive. They're like 15 feet tall,
and they leap at you.
And we've had a couple of the giant skeleton.
We got our skeleton.
I get that. We have a bunch of those in the neighborhood too now, which is actually kind of cool. I think those are really
those
sweet.
are so much more like
they're passive.
They're so much more passive.
I know. I agree.
Next month, ours will be holding a turkey leg.
There you go.
At Christmas, it'll be in a Santa costume, putting the lights on our house. Well, my wife loves this stuff.
Again, good investment. I don't know what that cost you. Probably a significant amount.
Quite a bit.
But you get multiple holidays out of it. I like it.
Out of it.
That's perfect.
All right. Well, that's Chris Sullivan. Check out his costume. What's your X handle?
News Guy Sully.
News Guy Sully.
News Guy Sully, yeah.
All right, check him
and
out.
Also, I'll be posting more videos. I think I'll take a new look at the house again to shoot some video. I just love this holiday. It's
he
fun.
loves it. He's good at it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Your text messages next. Stick around. Be right back.
Touchdown Seahawks!
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 54, Bobby Wagner, linebacker, one of the finest of his generation. He set just about every tackling record that can be set. He was the heart and soul of one of the best defenses to ever play in the National Football League.
Since the beginning, KIRO is where Seattle and the Pacific Northwest have heard the Seahawks play. Here's to the next 50 years.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
You're halfway through a DIY car fix and boom, you're missing a part. It's okay because whatever it is, it's on eBay and it's guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love.
Hey, it's John Curley with some great news. If your home's heating or cooling is uneven, noisy, or expensive, listen up. The Quilt Ductless Heat Pump System from Home Comfort Lines is changing the game. It gives you room-by-room control and next-gen efficiency, so you're only heating where you need it. That means real comfort and real savings. And every Quilt system qualifies for max tax credits. Trusted for 50 years. Call the comfort people today at HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Welcome back to the show. You know who I realize I look like, Spike?
Who?
I don't look like Hagrid, and I don't look like homeless Jesus.
What do you look like?
What I look like?
Yeah.
Castaway. Wilson!
Wilson!
Doesn't he?
Yeah,
doesn't
you
it?
look like
Never
Wilson.
seen it.
Yeah.
You've never seen Castaway?
No. When will this stop
Whoa.
surprising you guys? What I haven't
You should see
seen.
Castaway. Castaway's a good one.
And I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's very good.
Inside joke, Laura. You'll get it when you see the movie.
Yeah, you'll
some
see
year.
It. You'll like it.
Yeah.
You should see it, Laura. It's very good. All right, let's read some text messages. We got a bunch of them. Laura, go for it.
On living in or buying a haunted house, Michael in Silverdale says, I'd pick ghosts rather than an HOA.
Well, they probably are more reasonable.
Yeah, truly.
Right.
Easier to negotiate with. Doug in Mount Vernon says, bad news. The deceased is a former HOA president.
Oh, no. That's the worst. Cliff in Woodinville says, I'll take a good deal on a haunted house because, ghosts aren't real. Cliff is right.
Yeah. Hate to boil down to the obvious, but yeah, Cliff,
I
you're
agree
right.
with you, Cliff. You're right.
Yeah.
Ron in the 253 says, I bought a house in the 70s, detected a bad feeling, so I brought a psychic in. I later found out when the house was being built in 1909, someone hung themselves in the basement.
That is the start of a horror movie.
Stuttering Stanley. Nick in Paulsbo says, there's a beautiful house less than 2 years old on the canal right on the water that had a murder-suicide in it. What kind of juju does that have?
What kind of price reduction does that have? Is my question.
Would you guys live in a murder-suicide?
I don't know. Murder-suicide's pretty bad.
That's dark. It's as dark as it gets. I couldn't do it. I don't care what the view was or the price drop.
On Rainy Halloween 206 says, when I was young, our family lived in Zillah, Washington. I remember many times when it snowed on Halloween. It didn't stop us from trick-or-treating. Nothing stops kids from trick-or-treating.
I'd almost rather have snow than rain, to be honest with you.
I would too.
On our pumpkin carving lesson, Katie in Tacoma says, you don't want to anger your pumpkin carver. You know what they can do with a knife.
You're right.
And a chainsaw.
Thank you, Katie. You're absolutely right.
And thanks to Jacob Lucas for coming in and showing us today. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Jacob was great.
Jacob
we had
Lucas
so much fun.
Carving.com.
We'll get that up on socials soon, too. We videoed you guys carving the pumpkins and him teaching some tips and tricks. It's going to be great.
It's great. Have you guys noticed how hot it is in here?
Maybe it's the hair and
It's
beard.
just me.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
Ridiculous. Giant outfit. Let's see. On government cutting, SNAP benefit. Oh, no. Let's do on our costumes.
Yeah, well, Rick said from Bothell, and Rick, don't I know it? Rick says, Spike, your hair color would much match more the Rachel poster, the Raquel poster, time frame, than the Rita Hayworth poster. I came today as Andy Dufresne, and I look more like Brooks. I should have been pushing a book cart around the building.
Does he mean like the era? Because you would be more like the rockabilly
No.
era
You remember at the end of the movie, Andy had gray hair, and Rita Hayworth was replaced with Raquel Welch. I thought about it, and you're spot on, Rick.
You were pushing the pumpkins on a cart around the building today.
I was. I would look like Brooks. I looked in the mirror and I thought I should have had a fake raven on my shoulder.
There you go.
Jake! His name is Jake, by the way.
Oh, it was.
It's Jake.
You're right, little
Jake.
Jake. Oh, I forgot. That's such a great movie. Laura, have you seen Shawshank?
No.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable.
This one you're kidding, right?
No, I haven't
She's serious.
seen it.
You can tell she's serious. All right. On sanctioned homeless camps, we chatted about. Jeremy, the hot sauce guy, says, why not do full-time security on site? With the amount of tax we pay, there has to be enough in the budget for this. He's not wrong. If the amount of money we're spending on the issue currently, we're certainly not getting the result that we should get.
Right.
So you could beef up security, but you're still encouraging people to live outside, which I think is a bad idea. But your point is well taken. Thank you, Jeremy.
Gina and Chimicum says, Chimicum? Why
Chimicum.
Well, why could I not say that? I had a ghost cat, she says, in one of my apartments, which was territorial. Eventually, it calmed down when I told the cat I was fine with it being there and it was welcome to stay because that was clearly its place. But at the same time, I was paying rent, so I would be living there and I would gladly let it do as it pleases. All was copacetic after that.
Oh,
ghost
you would
cat.
love a ghost cat.
Oh my gosh, I would love a ghost cat because my cat's name is Rue, so my ghost cat could be named Boo. It's perfect.
Oh, that's adorable.
But the ghost cat, it always wakes you up. You never can feed it enough. It never stops waking you up.
Sorry, that's actually already happening.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Spike, we have time for one more.
Ooh,
Please
letting
get to it.
16-year-olds vote. Okay. Alan in Shoreline says, Jake, your party thinks teenagers should be able to get to own guns, but not to be able to vote younger generally. So framing it another way, why should someone be able to work, own a gun, but not vote?
What is he talking about?
Well, you don't have to be 18 to own a gun. You can get a gun license, or you can you can own a gun and shoot a gun at 16.
Okay.
Right? You can work and be taxed at 16.
Okay.
He's just saying, why not let them vote?
Because they're children. I disagree. Thank you so much for the text messages. John Curley coming up next. Happy Halloween, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
This message comes from Viking, committed